I'm Shane.
I'm Bo.
We are your Kentucky Fried Critics.
Welcome back.
Here we are,
Yeah.
episode 11.
I almost said 12. Shame on me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We wrote this shit down. We finally did the fucking calendar.
The work. We did the work.
And I still fucked it up.
We took an extra day of just us time. No recording.
I have the pictures on my phone. I still fucked it up. God damn it.
We'll get this right eventually. Don't worry. It's a work in progress, and we're getting better every day.
All right, I won't beat myself up too bad. Only 10 lashes when I get home.
Yeah, we are back here, episode 11. Like you guys already know, this is non-Thanksgiving November.
Thanksgiving.
Because that was rough.
No, I almost said no turkey November, but that's not true, is it?
Yeah, we already had one turkey.
You can't eat that one, though.
You could try.
I bet you would get possessed or something, though.
You wouldn't like it.
No.
But yeah, this is officially just our countdown until Christmas, you know.
Christmas.
Yeah, with big plans for Christmas.
Yep, it's gonna be super fun.
You guys,
I don't really want to call it Black Christmas because that's the name of a movie.
Dark Christmas?
Dark Christmas.
It's not one of our movies. If it is a name, we can say
Haunted
that,
Christmas.
Yeah, we definitely have fun plans coming up for Christmas. You guys are gonna enjoy. Again, we hinted at doing it last year.
Yeah.
This is one of those things where once you are back at December again, like, you know, we had no unearthly fucking belief that we were actually
going to still be here. Yeah.
This. And so like it was like one of those things that last year we were like, man, that would have been dope to do.
We should have done that.
And now
too bad we didn't think of that, right?
Now it's just like, oh yeah, we were going to be doing this for more than one December.
Now what are we going to do next year?
That's the thing. And now we can think about that, right? Because now we've convinced, like, now we know. Like, originally it was like we were like, December, we were like, yeah, if we get to another December.
Oh,
now it's like, well, fucking
we're definitely doing it because
yeah.
we have all the nice, lovely followers.
The new ones? We need more of you podcast listeners. Let's make this a battle.
Yeah,
between you guys,
I want to fight between the YouTube and the podcast listeners.
If you listen on
Spotify guys, come in swinging.
Amazon Music, wherever you might find us. Come on now.
Yeah, we're on everything.
So I want to see our podcast numbers go up. That's not to say we don't appreciate you guys at YouTube.
No, do it all. Just run a circuit.
Like we really appreciate you guys at YouTube because again, we understand no video.
Yeah,
we
it's a little annoying.
You guys are literally going there.
And
just to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, and stare at like our face or something.
Well, we're not even doing that now. Now it's just the logo. Yeah, we changed it. Now they're literally just tuned in to a white television screen.
Oh, that sounds sad. How could they see our face though? Would that be something they could do?
So yeah, guys, we have officially, and we've had it for a little bit. If you pay attention to social media, you might have seen it.
It took us a bit to figure it out.
We
didn't want to push it till we knew what we were doing.
Literally, hopefully by the time you guys will hear this one, and so you might be going to it from this.
Right.
There is actually stuff there. I'm not gonna lie. I pitched the idea to Bo to go ahead and start one, and I was excited, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm not a patron to anybody.
Right, I've never even been on the website.
And so I was like, I don't really understand what we need to post. And so in the beginning it was just like I was like, okay, well, so we came up with the plan and we've got our videos that we're recording. You guys know that we've been doing them. That's been our subtle hint to you guys.
That's where the shorts have come
shorts
from.
Have had videos.
That's why you get to see all this.
And so all of the shorts will continue having the video in them, and it's because we will have the video from Patreon. So
full motion video.
If you want to see more, you can go there. That's one of the things we're going to be offering. The reason we haven't pitched this to all you guys yet is because I didn't know what to do.
I didn't know what to put on there.
So
we're going to slowly figure it out together. You guys come join.
Yeah, if you go there and you look at the history of it, you might notice that there's only like 7 posts in the very beginning, and it's because I was like, oh, we'll put up the videos. I put a couple of random like talk to you guys type things, and then I was like, I don't.
All right, now what the fuck do I do?
And so now I know
Somebody please help me.
Yeah, and so now I know we should be using it like it is its own social media. And so all of the same things will be there. So if you don't want to have to follow us on Instagram or Facebook or
Come
all the
join us
other
on
places.
Patreon.
If you want to see everything that we might be putting in different places at one spot, because Patreon doesn't have any of those limitations. Like Instagram is pictures, blah, blah, blah. Like
Yeah.
all these places have specific things that might
You
go
do it
there.
all on Patreon.
So you for sure, if you want to see like all of the social media stuff,
Yeah, we're gonna
follow us there.
We're gonna start adding more stuff.
But
in
the
future.
video is definitely going to be on the paid tier.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna have other things that are also, if you want to be one of our followers, patrons, whatever it is, on the free tier, we're still gonna offer.
Yeah, there's still stuff there.
There's
too.
gonna be stuff on the free tier that is still separate and new. That's not on the other social medias. There's
Behind
gonna
the
be stuff for
scenes
everybody.
photos and things.
So by all means, if you have Patreon and you want to check out what we're doing, there is stuff on the free side that's new and different that you've not seen. Come see it. Be our friend.
Yeah. What's the link? Patreon.com/Kentucky Fried Critics.
I mean, yeah.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Nice and simple.
Nobody had that.
Of course not. We're the only ones.
YouTube.
We're the legit
YouTube's the only one.
OG Kentucky Fried Critics.
That's
God
right.
damn
YouTube's
it.
the only one. You know this.
Don't remind me. I let it go. Why'd you break it up?
Well, again, we won't worry about that. But
Blood pressure.
I do want to bring up one thing today. And it's a nice little throwback for us since we're already talking about some of these social media things and we've not done that for a long time. We'll mention the website. We do have a website you can go to. It's through Acast, the people that host for us. And, that's going to be shows.acast.com/Kentucky-fried-critics.
Oh, shit. That came back quick, didn't it?
Bo just
Help me
right
out.
back into the hyphen dance. Bo loves the hyphens.
Hang on. It's almost over.
No, we got to wrap this up, man. Okay. The main reason we even want to mention this is because we do have some new fan art that came in. Same friend,
artist, new art.
Same
drew
friend,
us another picture of our lovely Riddick rat.
Same friend / fan that made it the first time. So we got to give a shout out to him, Matt Mellett, for making this for us. I love you, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
And so the biggest reason that we even wanted to bring it up, all of the website,
why'd you bring my addiction back?
The YouTube, even the half hinting at that, because that's where the Riddick came from, is because, again, just like the first time, the reason we have our cool little logo Riddick is because he drew that one, and now he drew us a new Riddick.
All glory to the fucking hyphens, baby.
It's all about the hyphens. That's right. And so without mentioning that, for people who haven't been here for the long term,
go listen to season 1.
They wouldn't have got that. So we just had to do that real quick.
Yep.
We had to make sure you guys understand, because I'm going to be putting that up on social media somewhere. And I needed people to understand the reference before
just
we got
throwing
there.
random pictures. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, anybody who started following in the last
you're like what, like 200 and something new people since that pictures come out?
Months, they would just be like, I don't even understand what this is. So I just felt like maybe we needed to do that.
Yeah, a little bit. All hail the hyphens and all glory to Riddick Rat.
Now that being said, we're gonna skip right past it because we used to spend
I don't want to dance anymore.
Well, and we used to spend too much time there, and we don't need to get stuck in our old ways, especially after this is I have no idea how short it ended up being for the edit and what got released to everybody, but I have no problem admitting we went off the rails last week.
A little bit.
We hadn't drank a strong beer in a long time.
We had this whole month of 4 and 5% beers, and then we came back hard. We're like, break out the whiskey and the 9.5, baby.
Well, and the whiskey wasn't even that bad, right? Because we kind of just nursed.
Yeah,
one.
well, I mean, still though, high proof.
Yeah, but I mean, when you get to nurse it that long, and it had ice in it, it was. But Jesus,
the beer,
we definitely. We were like, oh, it's nothing, because we've been pounding 2 and 3,
right,
in the shorter time frame,
right, like the hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, okay. Well, we went in. We're like, okay, 9.5, and we were like pounding those the way we did the Oktoberfest in the shorter time frame. Not a good idea.
No,
we got to slow down on the strong ones.
I will try.
Now that we're recording in a shorter
time,
it's not about finishing before we finish, right? Like it's
okay to have leftovers.
Yeah, we can walk out. We can have family time when we're done,
right? And then finish
and drink the beer while we're having family time. We need to. We both just need to make the switch in our brain. Like we have to we have to train ourselves. Like It's okay.
You don't have to drink it in 5 minutes. It's fine.
But again, that's why we're not gonna.
Gone are the days of the shotgun beers.
Well, and this is exactly why we're not gonna focus on the way we used to record, because that just gave us too much time to sit here and do that.
It
We're gonna get right back into it. So at that point, I'll go ahead and let you, Bo. This is your movie and your beer
and my beer.
You can go ahead and tell them everything.
I found the beer and immediately thought of the movie. Right, this is Equilibrium's Lab Fluff. It's a double IPA with marshmallow undertones. Beer balanced by science.
Before you tell them the movie, I have to say, I did not pay attention when you bought this.
I didn't either.
All I paid attention to was the marshmallow.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to the type of beer.
Nope.
Because it's in the pint can.
Yep.
Right? So normally when you see a pint can...
It's in the like the fact, like not even like professional. It's got like a sticker on a standard can.
But so normally when you see a pint can, right?
Yep.
And you see a word like marshmallow, what kind of beer are we drinking?
A stout or a dark ale.
It's a dark, a porter.
A porter even. Yeah.
Usually you get creaminess
from
added
to
a darker beer.
This is not. This is a double
fucking
IPA.
But Bo, I'm not even joking. I think that people need to hear this from both of us. I didn't pay attention the day you bought it.
Nope. It's been sitting in the cabinet.
I didn't pay attention until today.
Right? Like I came in and you said it and I was like, no, it's not.
And I was shocked that you didn't. I thought you knew. I thought you
I thought
I was like,
I thought it was like one of the the s'mores one we got on
when we
started,
like
the very first episode.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
I was like, I'm gonna tell this to Bo. Bo's just gonna be like, yeah, I know that was crazy, right? And you were just like, shock. I had no.
I was like, no, it's not. Shut up.
Now, that being said, you guys know we've not had that much of it yet. It's delicious.
It's really good. It was weird.
I was so worried.
Right? Me too, because I was like, oh no, it's going to be I didn't even know.
I don't, yeah.
I was so scared.
You nailed it on the head. First sip, you were like, it's kind of like a creamsicle.
Yeah, it's like a creamsicle hard candy. Somebody dropped it in your beer.
It is so like citrusy,
from
because it's
the marshmallow,
it's a double IPA,
through.
So that
super
real citrusy hop,
tangerine almost.
Yeah. And then the aftertaste, again, like I would almost not have. To me, it's crazy that they decided to say it's with marshmallow. I'm sure that's like the flavor profile they went with. I would straight up have named this creamsicle.
Yeah,
it is a creamsicle.
It totally is. It's so orange.
Yeah, no, like
kind of
the
thick.
color looks like a creamsicle because the head is
it's super
so
white.
It is so orange. It's thick,
so,
like what a melted creamsicle would be. It
as
tastes
cool.
The aftertaste is so much like that ice creamy.
Yeah, the cheap
frothy
fucking creamsicle
yes, that
ones.
Frothy kind of cream from the ice cream in a creamsicle.
So good.
But I wouldn't necessarily say unless you're telling me it's a vanilla marshmallow, right? Like if you were to tell me that this was like,
is that even really a thing? Have you
you can get them. You can get some flavored marshmallows like that.
So Equilibrium, guys, as cool as the name is and how perfect it
was
for the movie,
to do,
right? Yeah. I suggest a tiny rebrand. Maybe get together with like Jones Soda or something and rebrand it as like the Jones Creamsicle beer or something. Because it is a creamsicle.
It's a creamsicle. It's delicious.
It's awesome. I wish we had more than just the full...
You wish you bought some.
I was like, I wish I'd bought more.
It is pricey. So
but
go in knowing if you want to try this one.
This isn't for getting trashed. This is for the connoisseur,
this
right?
Is,
like
this is for having a fun day.
This is
talking about a fun movie.
Yeah, or if you're eating like dessert, I feel this would go good with like a chocolate cake. Right? I'm getting chefy right now. That's
all
not
right.
the problem. But the movie, Lab Fluff, man, it's good. It's got to be flubbered, right?
Yeah, it's created in a lab.
It's in a lab, and it's flubby and
it's
fluffy and shit
of it all.
And I wanted to do a Robin Williams movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
Though Robin Williams is the most tame version of Robin Williams.
Such a muted
for
Robin
a comedy
Williams.
version. For like he's supposed to be in a comedy, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, even some of What Dreams May Come is more of an animated Robin Williams than this one. The one where he's dead and in the afterlife. Like, that's more animated than this guy. This is so, like...
You think the director just wouldn't let him?
I don't know.
Just like kept like telling him to rein it in, stay on script.
Well, so this is that thing where me and you talked and you didn't know that Flubber was a remake. And I feel like it has less to do with that, and it's more because you've never seen that one. The guy was a very mild-mannered person.
So it wasn't like
Yeah, he
it
wasn't
wasn't
like
like the Nutty Professor or
he
anything like
wasn't
that.
wacky and zany by any means.
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
that makes sense. I haven't seen the Absent-Minded
Minded
Professor.
yeah. And so yeah, for other people that don't know, this is Flubber is a remake. It is a remake of a classic Disney.
I love movies like that. You'd think I would have seen that.
It was yeah. I was surprised when you told me you hadn't seen it.
I've seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I guess I got him confused because flying car.
Well, yeah, and it is another flying car, and it's Fred Since we've already started talking about our actors, we'll just keep going into
go for it.
Fred McMurray.
Fred McMurray.
So yeah, the Absent-Minded Professor, and it was a sequel. Like I mean, it was two. It was not just one movie.
Oh, it was the second one.
The Son of Flubber.
Oh, that's not very fucking creative.
I guess.
That's Son of the Mask, I guess. You can just do it.
But yeah, remember though, the original one was the Absent-Minded Professor, so Son of Flubber was one of those you had to know the movie to even get the reference,
that's true.
Right? Like, so I mean, it worked. It was good. It only doesn't work for you because you come from a world where Flubber was
With
first,
the movie,
and so like Son of Flubber, you're like, that's not creative.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you were in the '60s and like Son of Flubber was like out at the theater, and you didn't see the Absent-Minded Professor, you're
What's
like,
that?
what the hell is? You're like, that's a good title for a movie because people are gonna be like, I don't even understand what that means.
You got to think like you're from the '60s,
but just like certain
to a point.
Yeah, or you gotta think like you're from a world where this movie didn't come out.
There you go. That's better.
Movie
Don't do what I said.
Like you're seeing what. Yeah. But it's close. It's close.
I was on the right track. I went down a wrong turn.
Before we start doing any more of the actors, again, we've already mentioned Robin Williams. I don't think we need to say a lot about Robin Williams. We all love Robin Williams.
We all miss Robin
We'd
Williams.
be here all day if we were to talk about the things that he's been in, because he's been in 1,000 things.
And we're gonna do so many more of his movies.
Sure. So don't even worry about that.
So just wait for that.
My only thing I'll say about him before we start going anywhere else is that my advice is to check out his stand-up if you've never seen it.
Oh, yes.
Both his old stand-up, his newer.
Oh, dude, any of it.
Like
pick
the
one.
Late 2000s stand-up when he decided to go back and try it again.
And he still had it,
funny.
even though he was super sweaty.
But like the 70s, if you can find any of the old 70s stuff when he was like, he was already rocking like the Mork and Mindy
the
rainbow
suspenders and shit and the striped shirt.
So funny.
Gallagher ripped him off.
Yeah. So that's my one. That's the one Robin Williams I'll give as a deep cut for like maybe the Gen Z people
they
who
might
don't
not know that.
Is that check out his stand-up. Dirty or
I was gonna say prepare to be mildly offended, all the Gen Z
certainly
kids.
The older one. The younger stand-up Robin Williams wasn't that bad. Like,
no, but back in like the 70s and 80s, he's probably gonna piss him off a little bit.
Maybe, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying when I mean like at younger him wasn't that bad. Older him is the more offensive. Like he says dirty, raunchy shit in the newer stand-up, like 2012. That's where the dirty Robin Williams
HBO
is.
special.
Yeah.
Weapons
of Mass Destruction or something weird
I don't
like
think I've seen that one.
Yeah, that one's the raunchy one.
Have to see that one.
He talks about eating someone out and all kind. Like again, like that's what I was like. You got it backwards. Like the 70s one is actually like he was still. There's a reason he got picked for Mork and Mindy. He was already doing family-ish, friendly type comedy, right? And so they were like, "You'll be great for a." This was before the era of let's pick Bob Saget as a racy comedian to be the dad. It's before anybody ever decided to do that.
I like Bob Saget's comedy. He's fantastic.
Funny. But again, like someone thought that was funny at the studio. Somebody was like, if people knew him.
If they only knew.
But Robin Williams it was the opposite. Like people were like, oh, his stand-up is like family friendly. Like everybody
made him
likes
perfect for Disney movies.
He had actually already started doing his like over the top like movements and stuff for his stand-up. He used to like leap from balconies and crazy stuff in the 70s.
That's why he didn't blow his knees out.
He's
athletic for a comedian, wasn't he?
We said we were like
we're not gonna, and then it's 10 minutes later.
In all fairness, we didn't name movies.
Yeah,
that's
true.
What we said we weren't gonna do, but we did like everything else. So we definitely need to stop. So I'll take this part to reel it back one step from the actors. Let's do the director and the writer first, because the writer I think will surprise people.
Yeah, it surprised me.
We'll do the director first. The director is Les Mayfield. This is not a name I expect most people to know. He's done some TV. He's done a couple of movies. He's done 2 movies that specifically people definitely will know. One of them we've covered.
Oh, we did?
Encino Man.
Oh, shit.
He is the director of Encino Man.
Well, he's
that
a
being
good
before
director.
we did that.
He should get more. He should have done more stuff.
Well, that's before we were even
doing this.
Before we checked.
Yeah, we didn't care at that point. We're like, no, we're not those guys.
And before we realized maybe we should be.
Yeah,
because sometimes these directors are coming up more and more.
Yeah, they do work hard.
But yeah, so
hard to be a director.
That one is worth noting because first off, it is Encino Man, but second off, we did cover it.
That's a good episode.
Yeah. The other one that I'll mention for very specific reasons is because it ties into this kind of world we're doing here, where this is a remake of a Disney classic. Is he did the Love Bug remake.
Nice, I like that movie.
I love the original.
That's what I was saying. I like the original.
Oh, I thought you're not
the Lindsay Lohan one.
That's the one he did.
It's all right.
Yeah,
I like the car. I want that car.
I love the original.
Right.
And the was like 3 spin-off. There's a bunch of them.
I watched them
a lot as a kid.
I remember like one. There's like
It's
the car
like
in half, and it was like they had the 2 pieces of the car separate from each other, and then they came back together. I love those fucking movies.
So that's Les Mayfield. I don't really have anything else to say about the guy.
He likes to do Disney remakes. Apparently.
Maybe he certainly did 2.
Yeah.
They tapped him at a time where they thought that's what they were going to do a lot of, I think, and they just ended up not.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they did. The problem is like they did what? They did Freaky Friday. They did this. And then they did the Love Bug, right? So we got like these 3 like remake ones.
Parent Trap. They did Parent Trap too.
Well, this is what and Parent Trap. After those though, what happened is they started making the remakes of the old ones, the Disney Channel
original movies. Yeah.
So like, and again, like when most people think of some of those, like Freaky Friday and Parent Trap, like you almost even convince yourself, like,
that was
that a real one?
That was a decom, right?
Just tell me Parent Trap in your head. Like, just thinking about it right now, you couldn't picture, like, was that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's filmed any better than, like, Brink or anything.
So, again, you get what I'm saying? So, like, that's what happened to us is like, we could have had, like, this whole, like, giant film franchise of all these old ones. And we did, but they started going downhill after this.
Like, we just kept cutting the budget.
Well, so, like, again, like, Fred McMurray, who was the guy from The Absent-Minded Professor, right? He was also the guy in The Shaggy Dog.
Oh.
And the
they
return
remade
of the
that
Shaggy
one.
Dog.
Say they remade
did,
that
but it
one
was
too.
horrible and it bombed.
Yeah.
Tim Allen.
Oh, yeah, it was Tim Allen.
Oh, yes, it definitely was. I know who ruined that franchise because, again, much like the original Absent-Minded Professor, I loved the old school Shaggy Dog movies. Maybe I now know it's just that I love Fred McMurray, but Walt Disney did too. So the man knew what he was doing. Yeah, so
with movies.
What happened though is I feel like after the Shaggy Dog, they realized the fall off, and then they were like, "Fuck, let's keep doing them, but they're just Disney Channel originals.
Kick them over here and cut the budget in half."
Right? And so, yeah, we could have lived in a world, though, where, like, all of those old school ones got remade.
Like, actual, like, theatrical remakes?
Yeah. We were this close.
Thanks, Tim. It's all your fault.
Now, we've bounced around enough, and we've already hinted at the writer, so I think I should tell them.
Yeah.
John Hughes. Yes, that John Hughes. The only John Hughes you know that we should talk about, John Hughes. John Hughes. This is a John Hughes. It's not directed.
It's not in the John Hughes universe.
Well,
with like Breakfast Club and 16 Candles and all that.
Well, because those are technically the ones that he wrote and directed. He did a lot of movies in the 90s where he wrote them, and he usually wasn't the director. He was just the writer.
Okay, that's the caveat. He has to direct it too.
I think. Technically, there's just a split. Because he directed 90s movies, there's a split in the actors, obviously. He used the teenagers in the 80s, and then, like, John Candy is an actor he always used when he did 90s movies.
Oh, yeah.
And so, man,
You
we're
used
getting
Dan
deep.
Aykroyd a lot, too,
You're
didn't
asking
he?
me to go deep into this at
This
this
isn't
point.
the John Hughes episode. You have to
Yeah.
wait.
But yeah, there's a lot there.
500 subscribers special. We'll do a John Hughes spectacular.
When we were ready to do it, I can even tell people the movie where John Hughes himself, made this is the crossover point movie. This is where my two worlds collide. I'm not telling them. I'm just saying that's how good I do have that knowledge. But again, we don't need to say much about John Hughes. We all know John Hughes. We've already said quite a little bit about John
more
Hughes.
than we probably should have.
We need to go ahead and mention the other people in the movie. Because there are quite a few.
There's a bunch of those guys.
First person we'll mention is just going to be his love interest.
Sarah.
Right? Yeah, Dr. Brainerd's love interest. Or Professor Brainerd.
Yeah.
Dr. Sarah, whatever. I didn't
Marshall?
Something like that.
No, that's a completely different movie. Never mind.
But it's Dr. Sarah something. Yeah. Sarah. You'll hear Sarah more than her last name. I only make the preface about the names there because he is the absent-minded professor. Nobody ever said he has a doctorate, although generally you do.
What's the difference?
I don't know. But the if you notice, it is like that on like the
doors.
The doors and stuff.
Yeah.
He is Professor Brainerd. And she is Dr.
whatever the fuck.
So I felt like if the movie wanted to make that distinction,
she earned her doctorate, goddamn it.
I will make sure to make the distinction as well. But as we've already discussed in other movies where we've seen deans and people at the top of the school,
apparently don't
her
have to
doctorate is not in something that is like, oh, she's highly educated. It's probably in like managerial things, right? Like
because she's just I don't see she just has like an office, right?
Is she? Well, she's
like the dean
president.
Yeah,
she's the I do believe the name in this movie is president. I think she's the president of the college. I don't think they said dean, but yeah, it's all the same thing.
Yeah.
In movies, at least. Like in real life, I'm sure there's differences between these titles and what they mean.
If you're a college dean and you listen to us, let us know. Tell us how it actually works.
But yeah, as far as movies are concerned, that's all the same.
They lie to us all the time.
And it's all the same job.
They told me that if I held a boombox above my head in front of somebody's window, they'd like me. I got arrested. Lying bastards.
I did say that was Marcia Gay Harden, right? I don't even remember. We went off on such a little tangent.
You have now.
Exactly.
There you
go. That's why I said it, to make sure. That's all that segue was
like,
for.
if you didn't, you did now, so it counts.
It does. And so we'll move on.
Onward.
To Christopher McDonald.
Shooter
McGavin.
Shooter McGavin's here again. How many is this? This has to be 5 movies we've done with him in it.
I don't know. He comes up a lot.
He shows up all the time
and
for
he
us.
Is almost always
the same character.
He's
a more honest asshole in this one. He does not hide it at all.
Self-aware.
Yeah, he's like, I know I'm a dick, but I don't care.
Wilson, right? Wilson.
Yeah,
something.
Wilson.
Wilson is his first name, which I always find weird when you meet Wilsons with as a first name, because I'm like,
I think Mr. Wilson.
I think last name.
Yeah,
exactly. Normally, and so like whenever I see one that's a first name, I always make a point to be like, well, that's a little weird. So yeah, he is
to Home Improvement. Wilson.
I think that's his last name. I think
is it really? They just call him
his last name. Yeah.
His name's Wilson.
I think that might even be the joke.
I think that might be the joke.
Yeah. Some shows like that did that back then. It was a very 90s joke to make. Whereas if you didn't know for sure, then one day they would drop on you, oh, both names are said last name. But yeah, so he plays, again, like we said, a very Shooter
McGavin character.
Now, the funny thing I'll tell you is he almost didn't do this movie. You know why? Because he felt like people were going to say, He was Shooter.
He was Shooter McGavin. I mean, you called it, man.
The only reason he signed on to do the movie, Robin Williams.
I understand that.
He had always wanted to do a movie with Robin Williams. He did not care what the movie was.
Yeah.
If he got to be in a movie and act with Robin Williams,
he's
doing it.
Yeah, I don't care how fucking stupid you make me look.
Exactly. And so I agree. I agree with him wholeheartedly.
And I mean, apart from him having like a horrible death at the end of it, he didn't show up too stupid in this movie.
I mean, we don't see him die.
That had to have killed him, man. Come on.
The scene ends with him still alive. He is still moving and squirming on the ground. I'm just saying.
I mean, That was a cannon shot, man.
You believe your head cannon,
He
I'll
bled
believe
out
mine.
on the floor. Will Wheaton's skull's been cracked open by the ashtray.
If we live in a world where this was all more gritty realism going on here, you're right, for sure.
There's a horror movie in this movie somewhere. But just change a couple things.
That's not what we're seeing for sure.
How long until Flubber's public domain and I can make a horror movie out of it?
I will take what you're saying though and run with it for our next actors that I'm going to mention.
Go for it.
There are other people that I could mention first, but since you gave me the pseudo in here with a horror-ish type movie, are bad guys. Like, right, let's go ahead and run down. What's wild is for an hour and a half long movie that is really an hour minus the filler scenes,
shit, yeah.
There are like 5 fucking bad guys in this movie, right?
Yeah.
So we'll start with the 2, and the reason I wanted to go here, and the very first one is Wesson. Our bad guys are Smith and Wesson. Goons.
Our goons are Smith and Wesson.
Smith and Wesson. Wesson being the one that we'll mention first because he's not from a horror movie. I don't know what you call Silence of the Lambs.
A psychological thriller,
right?
I think is
but
what
you get what I mean. Like, certainly, especially to like an 8-year-old or whatever. Like, it's all the same.
The scariest part is when he kills the cop, really, and escapes.
But so this is Buffalo Bill. This is Ted Levine. I don't know how you would say that.
I'd fuck me.
Do you know what else he's
that
from?
Guy. Monk.
Yes,
he's the detective in Monk.
Well, he is that guy. He's in a lot of stuff. And again, like that's the wildness of how crazy.
He has a very distinctive voice. He has a weird, like
voice.
Deep.
It's growly for sure. Well, and when he grew out the mustache from Monk, he had a very distinctive mustache. Like
I love the stash.
He's got that thick, like Tom Selleck style mustache. You know
looks
what I mean?
good.
I love that this is one of our 2 goons in the movie. The other one also equally is frightening.
They scared me when I was a kid, dude. I was terrified of Kurgan.
Yeah, exactly, Kurgan. So it's Clancy Brown. He's our other one. He's Smith of Smith and Wesson.
And he's also
combination.
He's Mr. Krabs.
He's Mr. Krabs. Well, and Clancy Brown is he's another of those guys.
Yeah, he's in a lot
kinds
of shit.
He's the Kurgan. He's
Mr.
in
Shawshank Redemption. He's the dickhead
which is
guard.
why he's here, which I'll get to in just a second. Because I also want to, like I told you before, anytime I get a person from Lost, I'm going to mention that they're in Lost, and he is also in Lost. He is the person who taught Desmond everything Desmond knew about the island.
You did that in one breath. Good job.
You.
Nice.
It was a lot. I was running out. I almost died, I think, or passed out.
Did you see the tunnel?
It was getting close.
Little sparks of light.
Yes, I love Clancy Brown. Clancy Brown is in a lot of things. You as a person know him from something.
Yep.
And no matter what age you are, since he is the voice of Mr. Krabs.
He's done video game voice acting. So like even like he's on like Fortnite and shit, I think.
So yeah, but the Kurgan is to me definitely what I thought of.
Scared the shit out of me when I was a kid,
and especially when we're gonna put him with Buffalo Bill. To me, in my head, I'm like, so we got Buffalo Bill and the Kurgan.
Fucking Robin Williams is fucked, right?
Now John Hughes, I do believe, is the one that wanted him. And it wasn't because of that. John Hughes wanted him because of
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, because that would make them 2 of the wickedest people from 90s movies as these 2 goons. Now that being said, he doesn't use their wickedness. They are both playing goofy,
slapstick
dumb
fucking goofs.
guys,
awesome.
Right? And so it's so funny.
The bumps these guys take.
Yes, he even he makes them play against the characters they would normally have played. It's so
because you see him and you know who they are, so you're like, oh, well, he's fucked, right?
Definitely. The writing in this, I definitely feel like this is 90s John Hughes, right? And so like 90s John Hughes is also Baby's Day Out. And so
I love that fucking movie.
And so do you not feel that? Like
I do.
The way the slapsticky action is very much the same between the tones in those two movies.
I love fucking Joe Montana, another prominent fucking like bad guy playing against character.
I absolutely love that. That's one of those things that John Hughes does. And I feel like that almost means the reason we have Clancy Brown as Mr. Krabs is because this introduction. This someone
said, he can be funny.
Someone said to him even maybe, right? Like,
he's like, dude,
have you tried
did
to
you
do
know you're
this?
funny?
Did you think you could do this? Just
no.
Try it for me one time.
He's like, I'm 6'6" giant long-faced mug guy. I'm scary looking. I'm not funny.
He's like, no, people usually want to put a scar across my
yeah, like
face.
I'm intimidating. He's like, no, you're hilarious, man. Go try.
So yeah, again, God bless John Hughes for that. Now, that being said, we have more bad guys to cover because, like I said, this movie has too many.
Yeah, there's at least 2 more.
Well, Wilson.
There's 5 altogether.
We already mentioned that Shooter McGavin,
Yep.
Christopher McDonald is here
That's
as Wilson.
1.
We didn't say that he is technically a bad guy.
We said he was a dick.
But we didn't say
he was a bad guy.
But he's legitimately, in every sense of the word, a bad guy.
Yeah, he's especially at the end.
So he is a bad guy. Then we have our 2 goons who work for another bad guy, but that makes them bad guys.
Yep.
So we're up to 3. But the bad guy they work for is what was his name?
Mr. Hoenicker.
Hoenicker.
Nicker with a K.
Yeah.
Hoenicker.
I almost
I keep writing it as Ho-Nicky.
Look, we should just use the naming from the Absent-Minded Professor. It would have just been Hawk.
That's much better.
I agree. I don't know why they changed it.
Why they changed. Somebody thought that name was really funny.
So we have Mr. Hoenicker, the senior, the
Yep,
elder,
the elder,
who is played by Raymond J. Barry. Do you know him from anything? I only know him from one thing, and I'm sure he's been in other stuff. He's old enough.
He has that face where I'm
time.
like, I've seen you in shit.
I have religiously watched the show Justified. We are in Kentucky. It's based in Kentucky.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm trying to say I'm biased because of that. I also just love Timothy Olyphant. I don't know. It is what it is.
He's good. He's really good.
Raylan Givens' dad, the dad of Timothy Olyphant, is Raymond J. Barry.
Hey, nice.
He plays Raylan's dad, which I think is Raylan Senior. It's been a while since I've seen the show. I think it's a junior. And that's my shout out of the week for a random show that most people probably didn't watch, but they should probably give a chance. Don't believe anything you see in the show about Kentucky. It's all lies.
It's not even filmed in Kentucky. They're in fucking Southern California.
They show a scene in the very first episode that is supposed to be like
Hazard.
No, that happens all the time. But they show one scene that's supposed to be like right outside. It's like on Leestown Road in Lexington. It looks like fucking out here. It looks like
out. No,
it's not quite that bad. But
Come
I'm telling you
on.
right now. It don't look like Lexington.
That's bullshit.
So it's pretty bad. But the show definitely. But they also definitely decorate the sets with a lot of Ale 8 bottles.
That's fair enough.
That
makes it Kentucky. That wins.
They win some, they lose some.
And we got the guy who plays the ghoul on Fallout from that show, right? What's his goddamn name? He has a weird name.
Walter Goggins.
Yeah, Walter Goggins. I love
Walter Goggins.
He's really good.
But that's enough with Justified.
He's another good bad guy.
Yeah. We need to keep going here. Our last bad guy in the movie, though, because again, like I said, there's a lot, and this one is not really a bad guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he really bad?
In the Absent-Minded Professor, he wasn't really they even less so than in this. But we still have to mention him because this movie definitely they literally sit him at the table with the bad guys.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's
they kind of force him in there, like doesn't really actually do anything bad till the end.
Well, he doesn't even really need to be in the movie.
Not really, but I'm glad he's here.
I am too because I love him. We got to say his name though. Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton. We love Will Wheaton.
But yeah.
Wesley Crusher himself.
Yes, and this is like This is way after. Like
yeah,
God
way
bless
after.
This is, he good on him.
Yeah.
That being said, it is also like altogether less than 5 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, it's great.
And 100%.
I'm super glad he's here.
100% could have been done without him. All of the lines he had
just could have been off camera.
It could have been someone just saying, well, because so he is Hoenecker's son. What is his name? Did you?
I don't know.
He's on it so little. It doesn't even matter.
No idea.
So he's Hoenecker's son. He literally.
I kept calling him Wesley in my
Thank
notes.
you. So he just gets thrown off the basketball team, and in what could have been a longer scene, instead of letting us see some of this happen, they just wrap it up real quick in conversation.
It's just like he got kicked off. Oh, we'll change his grade. Professor won't let me. Oh, we'll get some dirt on him.
All of which could have been done without him.
Yeah, he didn't need to be there. Could have just been like, oh, they got a letter. My son got kicked out of the basketball team. Those sons of bitches.
We'll save the rest for in the movie.
Could have saved us 15 minutes. I'm just saying.
Again, definitely glad he's here, though. Yes, I don't want to downplay it.
Will Wheaton needs all the work.
There's one last name that I want to mention. And now this is one that I saved specifically because even when we talked a little bit before, like me, I always like to save something in my pocket that I don't tell you, so I can
You
get.
try to pop me.
I
want
to get a genuine reaction from you, right? So, the voice of Weebo. Does it sound familiar to you?
Weebo?
This is a Disney movie. It's the voice of Ariel from The Little Mermaid.
Oh shit! It is.
Disney's pulling out all the stops.
Holy shit!
How cool is that?
So when she's hologram version, is that the same chick?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I don't think it's the same actress, but it's the same. They're still using her voice. It's just superimposed.
Yeah, no, I can totally hear that now.
So it's Jodie Benson. That's
nah,
the name of
I liked The Little Mermaid. I don't give a fuck what anybody said.
This is why I waited. I saved that one in my pocket.
I liked
for
the Disney Channel, like the TV series of The Little Mermaid, like way better than the actual cartoon. That was way more fun.
All right, I think we're ready to do the movie.
Yeah,
I'm just
like
let me
good.
double check my stuff here, but I think
yeah.
That is all of the random things I wanted to mention about people. Actually, before we start, we've already mentioned this. It's a remake of The Absent-Minded Professor. They don't call theirs The Absent-Minded Professor. Goddamn, do they drive it home, right?
Yeah.
I only want to mention this because it's too far.
Yeah, a little bit. He's not really absent-minded, is he? He's
it's
more like
dementia.
it's like Alzheimer's
and
almost.
Like, we'll hit some of the specifics later on, but yeah, I want to point that out because this is not. It's not absent-minded. It is
he's just
this
downright.
Is straight up,
I can't remember shit. There's something wrong.
And there's something wrong.
Literally,
my brain's not making
literally as soon as you say something to him, he's like, "Huh."
Yeah,
it's already
and it
gone.
will happen immediately. And so it's a good segue into the movie for us.
Yep.
Obviously, you guys know me. First thing I'm going to mention every time, if we have it to mention, is the song.
The music.
This is Danny Elfman.
The soundtrack of our life. So literally from like 1970 something up, right?
Yeah, something like that. And so it's good. And it is.
Yeah, it's great.
And it fits the tone. It opens up. It's this very sciencey,
is there anybody
whimsical
who's better at doing movie soundtracks?
There's not anybody else I know the name of off the top of my head. So even if there is someone better, they don't know how to market themselves.
John Williams, I guess. But
maybe.
Mostly his is more of an epic style, though.
Danny Elfman's
I can do any movie you need. Yeah. What do you need?
So again, this song definitely, it's got that sciencey.
Oh, dude, I love it. It has the
feel to it.
The chemistry fucking formulas and shit popping across the screen.
Different science equations,
all forming types. All the cast and shit.
Like E = MC squared. Like it's every type of it. Yeah. It's good.
I swear I saw the caffeine fucking symbol.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, it's anything that they thought people might recognize.
All my
some
basic
of those
white
are the
bitches out there.
Loving some caffeine.
Having some caffeine. Pumpkin spice. No, I'm just kidding.
As soon as the intro rolls out, because it's all in the sky, right?
Yeah, it's all this, clouds,
sky writing, making this stuff. It pans down to the street. We see a newspaper. It's they want you to know that Honecker. We don't know much about him.
No, but we know he's an asshole. He's shutting the school down.
He's shutting the school down
immediately. That's the first shot. It's the newspaper. Honecker going to shut down school.
Medfield University. I got this.
Oh, is it Medfield?
Yes.
Fuck, I wrote Medland.
It's okay if it makes you feel better. My notes, I have Medford. It wasn't until this last one that I was like, Medfield.
Oh, shit. Gotta fix that.
I didn't fix it. I just made a mental note. All right. All Medfords is Medfield.
Yeah, it's Medlands in mine.
Well, make yourself a mental note right now. Medfield.
Oh, I'm going to fuck that up.
I know, but try. Medfield. I'm going to try too. I'll be reading the wrong. I'm not going to say I'll get it right every time. Everyone now knows if you hear us say it wrong later.
It's because we wrote it down wrong.
We gave it once correctly.
Yep. Medfield. There it is again. For both of us.
And so it was just the university name that Disney always used back in the day, like in the 60s. So for these movies, but both of the absent-minded professors, I want to say maybe the computer wore tennis shoes.
I was going to ask about that one.
And so those type of things, it's usually Medfield. Yeah. It's just,
so you just need generic college Medfield.
Yep. Now I don't know if that means that the rivalry is the same one. We'll get to that when we get there. The rival college.
Rutland.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the same.
Rutland Rangers.
That's but the Medfield is definitely the same. after we see the newspaper, we just follow our little zoom on
The
along
alarm's
into the
going
house.
off.
Into the house.
Yep.
But dude, even before the alarm, like when you're zooming, like
All
you
the
see
weird
the
shit on the
chemical
outside,
warning sign on the
right?
house, the hose that's going up to the second
giant
window.
fucking like metal smokestack and shit.
It is a wild house. Then we get to see inside, and it is dirty and torn apart and like
full of like chemistry books,
random
and shit.
crazy stuff, and the craziest Rube Goldbergish
coffee fucking machine
starts
smashes
making
the
breakfast.
beans and shit.
It's very.
What was it with the 90s that we loved the Rube Goldberg breakfast machines?
80s and 90s.
Yeah, they do it in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids too, right?
And Back to the Future.
And Back to the Future, and fuck, there's a bunch
That's
of other
what I was going to
ones.
say is like, I always, like, this felt very much like Doc Brown because Marty walks in and like breakfast, well, or even in 3 because it's full on breakfast because it makes the coffee and everything. I felt very much like that. Which leads me to a very weird thing. Like, we almost had this movie be
Back to the Future.
Well, it was almost. It was almost gonna not be Robin Williams and be Christopher Lloyd.
That's a much different movie.
Not only was it,
I think it would have been wackier. Actually,
it would have been wackier. It would have been weird, and it's already touching on too close to Back to the Future. When we'll get into the specifics,
it's like if Doc Brown had Alzheimer's.
But this is the first of those, like, we couldn't have had him here because this already feels like it could have been Doc Brown's house. And so if you make it be Christopher Lloyd, I'm just like, so this is like,
Doc so he's just lives in the same place?
Yeah.
This is what he did after the DeLorean.
Yeah. So yeah, we almost lived in a weird universe where that would have been the world we lived in.
Quantum physics, man. There is a universe where that happened.
Shh. I don't want to visit.
And there's also a universe where you're a banana and I'm an apple.
Well, we couldn't.
And we're drinking brandy instead of beer.
Yeah.
We could go all day.
I think we're okay.
The metaphysics, no.
Once we see all of the weirdness of the insides of the house, we do see the doctor waking up from the alarm. That's
wake up. He doesn't even wake up. He's just like, I'm up. Smack, and hits that big red button that takes the trash out, I guess, because it launches the trash can and just lands like perfectly on the curb.
And then we hear for the first time Weebo. We don't know it's Weebo yet.
No, he just hears him talking in the background. He's like, "Where's my shoes?
You think it's his wife, right? Like,
yeah.
Literally, like she's like talking like a 50s housewife almost. Like you're just like, oh, it's just his wife.
Yeah, just trying to help him get ready for the day,
taking care of him. It's not until we see him make it downstairs where you're finally like, oh shit.
Oh shit, it's like this little flying robot thing.
This is the dopest little thing.
I love this thing. I don't really like Weebo, but I like the idea of Weebo.
I love everything. Yeah, I don't like Weebo herself.
Yeah.
Weebo's personality is horrible. It's trash.
Yeah, it is.
Right? But the concept of a being like
Weebo, a little sentient robot helper that floats around.
Speaks in GIF?
Yes. I want somebody to make me a list of all the little like scenes of movies that she uses.
I feel like this is just like a millennial's dream, right? Like don't get me wrong. Like,
it speaks in memes.
Well, like I have a phone and I could technically, if I wanted to, show you a GIF in live conversation every time I want. And in like we all do it in phone conversation.
Oh, you ever had to try and have a conversation with just GIFs and memes?
I can. Easy. It's simple.
Me and my friend Mike one time, we just sent back wrestling gifs and shit back and forth and had like a whole conversation.
But yeah, so I feel like she is just like she's like the living embodiment of all of that. Like every millennial dream, right? Like it's not only is she doing it, she's doing it perfectly. Like it fits like every I would do
scene.
This like with my phone. If I thought it would help me talk to other people, if it wouldn't make me look
you
weird
want somebody to shut
people.
up, you pull the Three Stooges up. Be quiet, you.
Oh, dude, I'd
do it all the time.
I could do this, man. But yeah, so Weebo lives my dream life of getting to just like talk to people in pop culture, fucking pictures,
references,
movies,
and shit.
Yeah, dude, it's dope. But like you said, personality wise, trash.
No, because she like for the whole like first half of the movie is actively working against Dr.
Well,
Brainerd.
and it literally starts
right here,
dude. Like
because he's like, I have something after school today. Like, what is it? What's my schedule?
And purposefully, if you watch this movie is so they do this a lot, like the perfectly timed things.
Yeah,
where like
He just happens to be looking
He
down.
looks down, and she shows the wedding, and he looks up, and she
it's
takes it off the
gone.
screen, and
he looks down. It pops
so that
back
way
up.
Weibo's not lying,
and she's the whole time, and she's just like, "Oh, I don't know. This is your whole schedule. I mean, I'm just not
that's
sure."
the part. Weibo is trash.
Yeah, she's an asshole,
sabotaging
you,
his
Weibo.
whole life.
She really does. She fucks it up.
Yeah. Well, and again, we leave this scene like right after that. We don't even need to know anything else about this. It was crazy ass man. He's got a crazy ass invention. He is supposed to be getting married today, and he's worried about not succeeding.
Yeah, because the school's going to shut down, and he thinks he has an idea to save it, but he's just so close.
The next thing we see is Sarah and her fucking friend, and they're talking, and she's like,
"It's the assistant from Ferris Bueller's Day
Off."
Off.
She's in a ton of. She's a those people.
One of those guys.
I didn't get her name.
I don't either, but I just saw her. I was just like, all I can see her is just like pulling the like pencils out of her fucking hair.
But so we see Sarah, and Sarah instantly tells us that he has missed the wedding three times. I can excuse once, and twice you almost expect from a guy like that. But three times that's just gonna be too many.
So she's technically giving him 4 chances here.
So, but like we've already said, since me and you both believe Weibo is the problem, do you think Weibo's the reason he missed the first 2?
She actively trying to
sabotaging
sabotage him. She does not want him to marry Sarah. She wants him for herself.
She's a robot.
So she might not have a smile, but she has a brain. She says later. And she goes as far later as to make the creepy fucking hologram and like watch him sleep and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I got some Hal vibes.
Yeah, no, I was like, no, I don't like this. I'm like waiting for like the doors to like fucking turn into like bars drop down and shit. Like, you're never leaving, Dave. My name's Phil. Shut up, Dave.
She definitely was the embodiment. Like, again,
a little bit obsessive robot.
She's like the Disney version of like
Smart House. Did you watch Smart House?
Yes, Smart. Well, but that's a decom. So this is the Disney. This isn't the decom. This is the Disney, right?
Back to it.
This is the actual Disney version of a HAL style robot, right? Whereas in Smart House is the decom Disney version of the HAL style robot. Yeah, so in a real Disney, they have to doll it up a little bit more because really in Smart House, they let you know that thing is insane right away.
Yeah, right from the beginning, like as soon as they get in the house.
Well, this whole movie plays it like this robot's okay.
Yeah, she just might be a little too in love with the master.
I don't know if even beyond, like right now, I only know my opinion and your opinion is that 100% no, that robot's crazy and that robot is the problem. But really, the movie doesn't play it off like that. I don't know if other people walk away with that opinion.
Are you supposed to think the robot's just as absent-minded?
I don't know.
In the beginning?
I don't know. But she is the problem.
Yeah.
Like me and you have said for a couple of other movies, like if you were to nail a linchpin of like what caused the issues.
If this one person was removed,
if we could fix one thing,
yeah,
that's the one thing. Weibo is the one thing. A little less sentience.
If she was just a fucking robot and he's just like Siri or whatever.
And I want to point that out. Like, I think that might be his downfall.
Yeah,
right?
Might be.
He keeps putting sentience to these things.
That's the problem with everything. Fucking free will.
Is it Victor or whatever? The
robot? Cleaning robot, Weber or whatever.
Weber, that's it. Yeah, he likes to speak to the Russians. That's why I thought it was Victor.
he called the Russians. Weber's a fucking communist.
But he's also got sentience. Right? Like,
yeah.
She talks to it.
Yeah, because he just speaks in
it might be a lower level,
beeps,
but it's sentience.
Like R2.
I feel like this is the guy's downfall. Why does he keep fucking making things with sentience?
I mean, we learned anything from Terminator. You don't trust AI.
Like we were saying, though, back with Sarah, we got a little off track there. Sarah is just going on to her friend about how...
This is the last one. I
definitely
swear to
can't
God.
happen anymore.
She's even like in the wedding dress getting it fitted and shit.
I mean, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like the 4th time. I don't goddamn blame her. I think she's really nice for the other 2.
Now we can go back to Professor, right? He's finally left his house. He's at the school. He's running late. And this is where they want to say absent-minded.
But this is like dementia or something.
This is crazy.
Yeah, because
it starts right here. And it just, like, I would say the whole next, like, 10 minutes
yeah,
like dementia. not absent-minded, right? So yeah, we see him. The first thing is he goes into the wrong room.
Goes into like the art class. You have the naked people and they're like drawing them and shit. And he just starts talking about fucking physics and stuff.
And they make it seem like, oh, it's silly. He just walked into the wrong room. Now, I want to say to you, you had limited college exposure here.
Yeah.
But at a real college, you still went. And this is not a big college here.
No, not really.
I would say probably, usually when we watch these movies.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like big colleges. And
well,
shit.
even if not, I would say comparable small colleges. Yeah. Right? I've never seen a movie that we've watched where I would say I feel like it's a smaller college in the movie than
like, that's a community college.
Right, than what Moorhead is. It's usually definitely at the smallest, the same size.
Yeah.
Art would have its own building. So it's not just that he walked into the wrong
classroom. He walked to the
walked
wrong
into
building
the wrong
entirely.
Building.
Yeah.
That's not absent-minded.
No, that's Alzheimer's, dementia.
That's wrong.
Yeah, some kind of psychosis. There's something wrong. We need to get Dr. Brainerd a brain scan.
And then, as if it wasn't bad enough that that's what we see, they decide to let us leave this fucking moment to him meeting up with her at lunch.
Right.
And it gets worse.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Within seconds of sitting down,
the chick from Ferris Bueller
he misnames her.
Yeah, he's like, "Hi, Betty, Martha."
Who? And he doesn't even understand.
Me, Martha.
When she corrects him.
Oh, you, yes. Martha, me, Professor.
Right? It's not even that he got it wrong. It's that he couldn't understand when being corrected what was happening to him. And then after that, we see that he already has forgotten his wedding again.
And not even that. He forgot that he went to the rehearsal dinner the night before.
Or what happened there.
Because Eve's like, it went well? Oh, good. That doesn't count, though. Oh, it doesn't?
But so that means in the span of 24 hours, he has...
I'd be taking that man to the hospital.
In 24 hours, he has twice now forgotten that he is getting married the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Or now the same day.
Yeah.
Because again, he has forgotten since talking to Weebo...
that morning.
To breakfast. To breakfast. Or lunch. Excuse me, lunch. Yeah. Lunch with his soon-to-be wife that he gotten that he's getting married later that night.
Yeah. No.
And he had forgotten... also the night before's activities.
That's not absent-minded. Absent-minded is like, I left the stove on.
Yes.
I didn't put coffee in the coffee maker, but I still turned it on. Like shit, that's absent-minded.
Yes.
I do that.
I have brewed hot water many a time.
Don't you hate it when you do that? You come in here and it's just like that, because it's just like that off brown water.
Well, and then you have to do everything like, yeah, exactly. You're like, well, I don't even want to use that. You're like, I know it's just the same water I put in, but
do I pour it back in or do I get new water?
Yeah, I'm gonna get new water.
I'm gonna get new water.
I need it to look clear.
It's like, all right, well, it cleaned it.
Yeah,
right. That's how I feel.
Yeah, those are all absent-minded. This, like we said, this man is not absent-minded.
No, there's something wrong with him. We need to take him to the doctor.
This is another fucking level. This guy.
It seems to like it doesn't. It's really bad in the beginning of the movie, and it seems to not be as bad as the movie goes. Like by the end of the movie, it's not that bad.
Well, because they give us, we'll get there. They give us the explanation, right? Like they give us the sappy reasoning for why he's absent. Yeah. He even uses the word absent-minded in the conversation.
Yeah. I'm not absent-minded because I'm careless.
Shh, we're not there. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the build-up.
Yeah,
moment.
That's the heartfelt moment.
We got to build to that. We can't just...
That's the make it all better moment, right?
We can't just drop that on them.
They're not ready for that. They haven't drank enough with us yet, right?
Like I said, the main takeaway here is just that this man is hopeless because he leaves the conversation with her almost seeming like he's already forgot.
Yeah, because she's just like 6:30 tonight, and he's like, for what?
Exactly.
And she's just like kisses him on the head and walks away. I'm like, no. Remind him. Again, he clearly already fucking forgot.
This is our next moment where we see the sabotage that is Weebo.
Yep.
Right? He goes home, immediately tells Weebo, look,
why
bitch,
wasn't my schedule?
Oh, I'm sorry. He's like, make sure you put it in there now.
I must have a virus.
Make sure you put it in there now.
She puts it in for like the day after.
She puts it 12 hours later.
Yeah, like
6:30 in the morning. I have such a problem with this because that's not even like, like if you do it 6:30 p.m. the next day, at least you can be like, oh, it must have glitched the wrong day.
Glitched the wrong day.
When you do a p.m. a.m.,
you did that shit on purpose. Bad robot.
Like, come on now.
It's a bad robot.
But beyond that, why not just pay attention to the clock
Yeah,
yourself
right?
after
Like,
you've already
there's
seen the
a
robot fuck you
Oh,
once?
well, and later he has a fucking
Oh, no,
alarm on his
yeah.
watch, so he did it too.
It's all stupid. But so this is also the next part where you can tell this is way beyond absent-minded, right? Because absent-minded, like you said, it's almost funny, right? You can almost laugh at
absent-minded is like funny and like, oh, quirky.
Right? This man literally says, well, I have to be there at 6:30 tonight. It's 6 o'clock, right? That's the next thing
it's
we
like
see.
6 o'clock, right?
He's like, I'll have to go soon. But he'd already started his experiment on his thing because he thought he had the breakthrough, right?
Yeah, because she's like, oh, maybe I have a virus. You feel a little hot. And hot made him think of it, and he jumps on the computer.
I'll go from hot to cold back
real
to hot.
fast, and it works. Yes,
What's
it'll
funny,
work
though,
now.
is if you listen to him, he says from hot to cold to
hot.
hot. So he doesn't do that.
No, it just goes from hot to cold.
Because it's frozen still. This movie is weird sometimes.
So the thing shouldn't have been frozen.
No, it should have been hot again.
It should have been like hot as fuck.
That's what he said to us.
Which would make the squirt gun scene later make way more sense because he's like, I
You
use
have
it
to
to
cool it
lower
down.
the temperature of the can. Yeah, god damn it. They just thought it looked really cool with the frost on
Yep.
it and decided to go
Yep.
with it.
Hot, cold, hot.
Small plot hole.
But so either way, though, the main focus here is that it was 6:30. The movie tells
the movie should have left.
The movie tells us 6:30 happens like after the explosion, but he was just too excited, right? Fuck
Theoretically
that noise.
should have had time to do it.
Fuck that noise. 6:30 happened before the explosion.
Right.
It was 6 o'clock in his kitchen.
Right when he was talking to Weibo and had the little eureka moment.
There's no way he set up the
all that shit. Fuck no.
Ran it, and it was still not 6:30.
Right.
No.
It was 9 o'clock at night when he fucking hit that plunger, right?
But
like it was dark outside.
And that's just the real world take from it. The movie take is still that he fucked up.
Yeah.
Either way, he fucks up.
Yeah, he doesn't make it, and Weibo's just all like, sorry, Sarah.
No.
And cancels.
No,
it on her
Weibo
little
is
schedule.
horrible because
Fuck
Weibo
her.
waited until he's running out of the room and Weibo goes, oh, like a Willy Wonka moment, right?
No,
like,
stop.
Oh,
Don't. Please.
Please.
Should I call the church? Tell them you're going to be late?
Right.
Like real quiet and shit. And then never mentions it again. Just lets him go through like his whole thing. And then like 45 minutes later almost is like, oh, by the way, your wedding, you're not going.
Yeah.
You fucked it up.
Well, and now is when we see. Oh, we forgot to mention Wilson's first appearance, but it was so small, and I don't.
Oh yeah,
think
he
it's worth
basically pops
mentioning.
in the school to be like, "I'm gonna steal your fucking fiance."
Well, he doesn't even say it the first time. The first time we don't know he likes Sarah at all. The first time he just comes in as like, we've been rivals for a long time.
I got tired of you stealing my ideas.
Right?
What were you gonna do with them? You would have
Right?
forgot about him.
So
I made some money.
And that was basically like the whole conversation.
Yeah,
the
it was
first
like,
one
I'm an asshole.
The first one
Hi.
had nothing to do with Sarah. This is when we find out that it also involves Sarah. Once we see that he didn't show up to Rainer didn't show up to the wedding, and Sarah's mad and she needs to leave. Literally during
She's,
the
like,
wedding,
sad.
even
yeah,
before it's
he's
over,
just
you see him
dumps the rice out and he's just
proving
smiling.
how much of a dick he is. Someone has to clean that up.
Yeah, the poor guy with the mustache who's locking up later. He's got to sweep that shit up.
Nobody else was throwing rice because the wedding didn't happen. This douche,
You should have took the rice home, threw it in some soup,
call it a day.
call it a day.
Yeah, so he's a douche all around. From that moment forward, I mean, he was already a douche, but I mean, he's just like,
but like now he's a super douche.
and then he starts to try to steal his woman,
Yeah, he
and it's
does.
like super hardcore douche, right? But
I'm
she
here-
goes for it.
Yeah, she's like, because he's like, she's walking out, and he's just like, she's like, you gonna tell me I told you so? He's like, no, I'm here to give you a ride home, and then like puts her in a car and stuff, and he's just all,
I told you so.
yeah, swinging his keys like I fucking got this.
100% Shooter McGavin. Why is
Totally.
why is he always stealing somebody's woman?
That's his MO. He just like can't get his own women. He has to snatch them from people he knows.
Dutch,
Oh,
right? Didn't he kind of?
Yeah, he did that.
He didn't, but he wanted
He
to.
wanted to.
He wanted to try to get his ex-wife back just to spite Dutch.
Yep.
Always, dude.
He's always such an
Christopher
asshole.
McDonald. I got some questions.
We have to find one. There's a movie where he's a good guy. There has to be.
If we look back, we've probably even done one. We just still called him Shooter.
Called him
so in our head
so in
now,
our head he's an asshole. SLC Punk. He's not an asshole.
Yes, he is.
He just kind of
Steve-O's
sold
dad
out.
is an asshole. Steve-O's dad's an asshole. Let's not even pretend. Come on now.
Not that bad.
It's not that bad.
I didn't sell out, son. I bought in.
But he's still an asshole. Yeah, so this though is officially, we need to get back on track. This is officially the introduction to Flubber. Flubber has been created.
Flubber has been created. He's all pissed because it all blows up, and he kicks the little can like, God damn it, it didn't work, and he hears the noise.
Opens it up. Oh, it's okay. Come out. It's sentient.
Yeah.
It's a live thing.
It's ticklish even.
It's just all around crazy that
it can phase shift. It's moldable, foldable. You can elasticize it.
Stop. I want to ask you. It's in my notes. Phase shifting. He uses phase shifting to mean shape shifting.
Yeah.
You watch enough Star Trek.
Phase shifting means that you can like go through things. Like you
you
become like
Thank you. You like the same. You can become the same matter long enough to pass through
it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pryde.
Thank you. Did you not immediately hear him say phase shifting? And like,
that's not what that means.
Sci-fi,
that's
like
shape shifting.
Did your sci-fi like antenna like pop up? No, sir.
No, he should. If he can phase shift, he should have fell through your hand.
Right?
You shouldn't have been able to touch him.
I don't know why it bothered
it's sci-fi for ghosts.
Right? Like, I don't know why it bothered me so much, but
the
really
episode
did.
of like DS9 or whatever, where like Jadzia and Bashir phase shift and they're like ghosts almost.
That's phase shifting, right? Like,
yeah, that's phase shifting.
I don't know why it bothered me, but my sci-fi fucking alarm went off. I was like, phase shifting.
That is not the same thing, sir.
You said the wrong word, sir. John Hughes, go back to sci-fi school. Again,
to be fair, I don't think he's ever done any sci-fi.
But he
might not be his thing.
He volunteered his services.
I guess. You need to look into that shit.
If you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this.
It was the 90s. It was hard to get like Star Trek tapes, right? You had to buy them on like VHS. I had like 2 episodes on it.
This is while all the experiment is going on. Like we said, he missed his wedding. The very first part of it happened when the wedding started. So like literally like pulling Flubber out.
Yeah, all that shit. The wedding was supposed to be happening. It cuts back and forth.
And then though he's just like, let's keep going.
Yeah. We keep doing experiments.
He experiments all night long. We don't even get to see it.
Yeah, no, he's just like still doing
because
shit.
This isn't even like we see the experiments later. These aren't even the ones we see. This is just we know he's like.
You think he's like he just stopped and just kept doing the hacky sack fucking thing, right?
Which was a great scene. I'm a hacky sack player. I love the hacky sack scene. If he did that all night,
it just
I'm
cuts, and
that
was the rest of it. Is him just like doing cool hacky sack shit all over the place.
But my main takeaway is just to point out we don't even see what experiments happen.
Yeah,
but we see it's 6:30 in the morning.
His watch alarm goes off, which is why I'm like, you did this to yourself, kinda. You set
that
alarm.
Know. Maybe it's all connected.
I was gonna say maybe fucking Weibo's
Come
in
on
charge
now,
of
he's
the
that kind of guy.
Yeah,
come on.
Never mind. Retracted.
But so it goes off at 6:30 in the morning. This is how shitty. On top of Weibo being the cause of the problems, this is how shitty Weibo is. The alarm goes off, and the doctors and the professor's like, "I gotta go. It's my wedding." No, you're not.
No, you're not getting married today.
The way Weibo spoke to him,
I'm sorry. Oh,
was so garbage.
Like, I'm just so upset. I can't believe that this. Did you not try to remind him throughout the night? Just like, hey, dumbass, you're supposed to be getting married. Maybe call your fiance. Do something. No, she's kept her goddamn mouth shut.
Oh, wait, we gotta stop. We did the introduction of Flubber. We almost forgot to do the part where Flubber got loose.
Oh yeah,
we
and it went
to talk about that.
It gets away.
Yeah,
because he takes the picture of it. If you take a picture of it, it goes.
That's
nuts.
what I'm saying. That's why we missed it. Is because like,
it was right after the foldable, moldable.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
One hacky sack.
Yeah, and the hacky sack shit. He has Weibo take a picture. If you flashbang the thing, it goes nuts.
Well, and the main reason we even need to talk about this is only for one
for
purpose,
the kid.
Right? The kid.
The poor kid.
The rest of the stuff is whatever.
It's just funny bits. He just like fly around and knocks the kid out.
That kid should have lost teeth.
Yeah.
But, I mean, again, none
of
the
fat lady with the big butt.
Trash bag ripped.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Not even that bad, that one, right?
The best one is the kid.
Well, we have to bring him up because he keeps
coming back.
He's a callback.
He's asleep. He's in his room, and his dad's like got the window shut. He's like, "Look, nothing can get you. There's no reason to be afraid. The window's shut. Nothing can come in." Smash! And then the fucking thing, the flubber's just bouncing around through the fucking house and stuff, automatically making the dad a liar. And then fucking Robin Williams catches it, and it knocks him the fuck out with the catcher's mitt.
Yeah. Sorry.
So we forgot that, but it's very important because this kid keeps coming back.
And
he's going to need so much therapy because it almost keeps getting worse each time.
Yes. And so now is when we go to 6:30 in the morning. The other reason we needed to stop and slow down is because we were almost wrapping up the 6:30 in the morning conversation without talking about what experiment they were doing at 6:30. Do you remember what that was?
Oh, it was with the gamma radiation. He made like
this motherfucker in less than 12 hours from creation.
Yep.
Said, "Let's go nuclear."
Right? Fucking he's got the full radiation suit, and he's got the little like glowing rod. We
watch him do the hand cream and water next. His first thought
immediately is like, let's get nuclear, baby. Yeah.
That's insane.
Gamma radiation, even the most dangerous kind.
This is important. This is why this is flubber. This is why it's floating or flying rubber is because he can now make it.
Now I can control it. You open a little bit of a flap within the gamma radiation. Flubber wouldn't have made kind of like decay.
Flubber wouldn't have made sense the first time.
Yeah, they insert some kind of techno babble to make it make sense.
Because the first time we didn't see flying. Yeah, right now we see it. And so now you're like, oh,
cool.
Flubber flying.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Rubber. Ha.
This will change the automotive industry.
Not yet.
No, he's not.
That's the car.
He's not interested in that at all.
We don't even get to see an epiphany reason why he puts it in the car. No, he just does.
He just does.
Right now, though, we're before the car. Right now, it's still just on a tripod. And he's flipping a switch, like on, off.
It goes up and down.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But yeah, so like again, now we can back to where we were. So he's missed his wedding. It's the next morning. He's freaking out.
He goes to try and apologize.
But it's not even an apology. It's
not even an apology. He's like
trying to show off.
He's like, look, this is why I made this thing.
And now I understand. It is just horrible circumstances that the person that he wants to marry is the person
president of the school.
Also should care about his successful experiment.
It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
She doesn't want to listen to him.
He should have thought about the fact that it's one and the same.
And there's also a better experiment he could have done.
This is the moment where it's not only Weibo pulling the when people don't look.
Flubber's not fucking helping here either, is it? Every time she's like looking away from him, it's moving around, but when she looks directly at him, it's just like bleh. Just dead goo. And she's like, I can't believe you missed our wedding to stay home and make some kind of green goo.
No, but you don't understand. I made this stuff and it's like crazy and it's like
it's awesome. The floor. The amount of energy you put into it comes out like 20 feet. Yeah, she's turned around when it bounces all over the place and he catches it.
So again, this movie lives for that kind of like you're not
that
seeing
misdirection.
What I see. Yeah. To the point that he goes, let me prove it to you.
He could have just took an ass bump on the floor.
Right. No. He could have.
But no, he's hardcore, man. Out the fucking window.
He says, watch. Let me put this in my back pocket. I'm gonna. And then Robert Williams folds himself into the window.
Right. Just crumps himself into it.
Because again, this isn't like one of those. Well, actually, this is funny. It is one of those giantly tall windows.
But it only opens like
a normal window, right? So he still has to fold himself to be able to drop out.
I'm going to bounce off. I will come right back unharmed.
I'll fall on the flubber.
It'll be fine. It shoots out of the back pocket like, fuck you, boosh.
For no reason. Like
just to be an asshole. Flubber and Weibo are actively working against him for like half the movie, I swear to God.
This is why I said, stop making them with sentience.
Yeah, just make them mindless automatons.
Why does Flubber have sentience? In the original Absent-Minded Professor, there was no sentience.
Yeah, it was just a goo with interesting properties.
This man was crazy. Why does he keep making things have life? Why is he playing God with all
He
of
is
his creations?
super into free will, man. Like
They
deterministic
bring that up though.
fucking bullshit.
She brings it up, right? Like,
Yeah.
or Weibo brings it up.
Maybe you
Weibo's
shouldn't
like,
have gave it so much free will.
right?
Maybe I don't know. She ain't complaining about her
So
own
this
fucking
movie is
free
secretly
will.
Frankenstein, and
Little
we
bit.
didn't know.
A little bit, yeah.
It's all about the morality of giving something free will.
I'm playing God. He's alive.
Yeah, so like I said, at this point, it all is very strange. Flubber is sentient. Is Flubber on Weibo's side? Because now Flubber seems like Flubber is trying. Right. Flubber seems like it is purposely
trying to
sabotage him and Sarah.
Right, but like Weibo and him haven't had a conversation.
I agree,
yet.
but doesn't
it just picked up on it?
The sentience?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's what it meant. Maybe it
you hurt my creator. Fuck
maybe
you.
Weibo meant you gave it so much free will. It's like beyond what we can conceive.
Again, there's a horror movie here. How long until this is public domain? I will make a horror movie like they did Winnie the Pooh or whatever.
Yes, yeah. They've been doing it with a few things.
That would be awesome.
Here, I'm glad we're finally here because I did not have it down with Will Wheaton. But this is when Will Wheaton shows up. Bennett. His name is Bennett.
Bennett. That's kind of a cool name.
Bennett Hoenicker, right? Or whatever.
Doesn't really work, but I like the first name.
Bennett
Hawk from like if it had kept the original.
Well, and I think his name back then was Kip.
Oh, that's stupid.
Kip. Well, that was very 50s though.
Kip Sabian.
I might be wrong. Don't quote me on the Kip.
Fucking Tailspin. That was the little kid's name in that, wasn't it? Kip.
Kid, I think. I think it was just Kid.
Ah.
We gotta stop.
God damn it.
We're so far
way off. It's still Disney. We're not that far off.
So now is when we get our introduction to all of our bad guys other than Wilson, right?
Yeah, other than Wilson.
We met Wilson. We've seen him a couple times now.
Yep.
Now we're officially
he's
on.
A cunt. Fuck him.
Now we're officially on to everybody else. So we see Hoenicker, we see Smith.
Yeah, these
and
are more like mafia kind of style bad guys.
These are our true bad guys.
Yeah, they have the money to really fuck shit up.
Like Wilson is just like bad guy by proxy.
Yeah.
Right? Like
mild annoyance.
Well, and bad guy by their these guys' proxy, as we find out later, really. So Hoenicker is here. Again, like we said, he's the reason somehow the college doesn't have money.
Yeah, because they owe him. He gave him a loan or something,
I guess,
and they
like
owe
they
him
never
money.
clarify whatever this means.
All I got from him is like, if you give us a 30-day extension on the loan.
All I know for sure,
it.
all I know for sure is he holds money. They
can
need
shut down
money.
the school if he wants to.
May or may not have given them money. These are all things. The next part, though, like we said, that's important to know here. Will Wheaton, who again, Bennett, almost didn't even need to be here.
No,
he just runs in to cry to Daddy.
Daddy, they kicked me off the basketball team
because
my stupid chemistry professor failed me.
Apparently, I flunked chemistry. The way he said it was so like build up, so stupid, right? Like they apparently kicked me off the basketball team because I guess I flunked chemistry.
What do you mean you guess?
And it appears you need to have good grades to be on the team.
So he's just not sure the entire time.
The way he kept like building on it, I was just like, stop it right fucking now.
Can I get a definite? Like, you just give me a lot of vague, like, maybes.
While he's whining about it, Smith and Weston, again, we can't underplay
that.
Smith and Weston.
Fucking love it.
They walk up behind him and they're just like, yeah, he's right.
Yeah, he's like got principles and shit. We tried to talk to the professor about it.
Science is one of my prerequisites or whatever. You know, he's like,
I need a science requirement, you morons.
Like, oh, come on.
Wesley Crusher trying to project that anger, man.
He's just like a whiny, spoiled rich kid, right? Like, that's all he's supposed to be.
Daddy, fix this.
Right now, that's all you think of him.
Yep.
They could have not had him in the movie. But
that could have been it. That could have been like his only scene. Would have been
later
fine.
on, they start like he's sitting literally
at the basketball game. He's there,
literally sitting at the table.
Room.
Like I'm not even like that's like we say that's the mafia. You're sitting at the table. He was literally sitting at the table.
Tony, I need you to sit at the table so you can learn the business.
So this movie had no reason.
Oh,
to
that's
make
Godfather.
Him, yeah.
I'm sorry.
This movie had no reason to make him one of the bad guys.
No,
but he is.
That literally could have been his only scene.
Yes.
It would have been fine.
but he is officially, after this, one of our bad guys.
No, when you see Honecker, you see fucking Will Wheaton.
Every time.
He is there every time.
Bennett.
I am sorry.
Bennett.
We should call him his character name.
Bennett. But so at this point, though, the Honecker Senior, whatever.
He sends the goons to go find some dirt.
Take care of him. Take care of him.
Yeah.
We need that F
changed to an A because it's for some reason is super important that my son
plays fake basketball.
Plays basketball for a shitty like 6th string fucking team.
It
like,
is what it is. Dude.
Even with him on the team, it didn't seem like they were going to be winning.
It's
whatever. He just liked being the star player. That was all it was.
But so yeah, this is when we get to see Brainerd doing actual science.
Yeah, actual experiments.
This is what should have been going on before we ever applied nuclear fission.
He had an isotope. He needed to use it. It was going bad.
But so now is when we see that he has crystallized it. This is also, though, when I want to mention
the darkness,
the problem here, right?
Right.
So like in the original, like I have already mentioned, not sentient.
Yeah, it's just goo.
It's just goo.
Our Flubber on this movie,
you could do this. You could do what he says right now. To just
no problem.
Goo. I don't have a question to you.
Not a problem.
But we have seen it's alive.
It is, and it has
Weibo has made comment about free will. Free will being like the absolute pinnacle of aliveness.
And if this was Star Trek, they would have immediately protected this thing. It's sentient. We can't fuck with it.
Prime directive,
right?
Prime directive.
No, Brainerd does not have this problem.
Because he has now in his possession crystallized
How'd he get
Flubber.
How'd he get it?
We don't see him make new Flubber.
No, there's no.
He didn't like come up with a formula that's not sentient Flubber.
So there's like the dark backstory of like Dr. Brainerd
cutting
just
pieces
like just slicing pieces off of the Flubber, and it's screaming. It's just like
and shoving it back in the
throwing
tank.
it into like a dehydrator.
No, he's just shoving it back in that little the crock pot thing.
No, the piece he cut off, you got to crystallize it, so he throws it in a dehydrator. Right?
Oh, that one's whatever. But I mean, the piece that he kept
it's already
alive,
dead.
He's just tossing the alive piece back into
it screams in its pot.
Crock, yeah. You stay there until I need you again.
Horror movie. There is a horror movie here.
I mean, I believe it at this point, for real though.
That's the title of this episode. Is Flubber really a horror movie?
But so yeah, he now he takes the crystallized stuff and he comes up with a few different things.
Yeah, he mixes it with the hand cream.
Well, and the water. The crystallized is what goes into the water.
The fluid Flubber. Yeah.
And so he makes all these different things. He puts it on a bowling ball, a tennis ball,
a golf ball.
Yeah. He's
running his experiments, and the goons come up to watch right when he drops the fucking balls, and they knock him the fuck out.
Yes.
And keep knocking them out. They take like 3 shots apiece.
Again, this is that feels Home Alone.
That slapstick
this is
fucking
that
horror.
Feels Baby's Day Out.
Yes.
This is that kind of moment, right?
God, the fuck. And you can tell it's a CGI ball. But the bumps these guys fucking take afterward, like, you believe it.
It's outrageous that they both get hit twice.
Right.
At the very least, Wesson or Smith, who got the bowling ball? Whoever got the bowling ball.
Buffalo Bill gets the bowling ball.
Wesson.
Kurgan got the golf ball.
Wesson is Buffalo Bill.
Okay.
Because it fits his weird accent thing that he always has, right? Like he's always got that like posh kind of sound to him.
Voice,
well, it's deep, but
it's not even
posh.
a southern accent. Like,
no,
I don't know what it is.
It's almost posh. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a weird thing. And so yeah, like the Wesson fits that weird poshness that he's got going.
Smith is just kind of standard.
Yeah, which is Clancy Brown.
Oh, now I feel bad. I don't mean it. I don't mean it. Clancy, brother, come here.
Both of us at the same time. That was horrible. I feel bad. Like, if that had been just me or just you, that wouldn't have felt so bad. That felt bad.
We love you, man. We don't mean it. That was just misinterpretation on all sides.
Either way, though, the scene happens, and I feel like the bowling ball shouldn't have happened twice. After seeing everything happen,
killed him.
Well, this is what I say though. So the application of the Flubber, the
hand cream or whatever,
it keeps it from hitting with full momentum too, right? Like it's got to be doing something there.
I guess.
Well, because it has to. Because again, like you said, he'd be dead. This would be a different movie. This would be the movie we're wanting originally. This would be the movie where...
So yeah, the flubber has to like negate the kinetic force upon impact somehow,
because
or otherwise it would have just went straight through his head.
Well, no, it would still bounce.
So it would,
but it would bounce off the
immediately
concrete.
Bounce.
So yeah, for it to bounce off of him and only bruise him, not kill him.
Yeah, so it's got to have some kind of like weird cushioning effect.
Yeah, because like I said,
because that's a fucking like 15-pound bowling ball.
Well, like,
doing like Mach 5.
Because if it didn't, no matter what, we would be living in the world you wanted, where fucking Wilson's dead because of the one at the end.
We're just gonna pick Buffalo Bill's corpse off of the road here.
But if we're living in a world where Wilson might be alive after that, then obviously these guys, the flubber does something that softens.
It has to
the bounce. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully,
it has to both produce and reduce kinetic energy at the same time.
Something.
The physics of this is
Captain
mind-boggling.
America shield.
Yes, there you go. Cap shield is flubber. It's shape-shifted flubber. It's a constant solid state.
This scene gets really crazy though, because like you said, it's the two balls and the hand cream. Then he makes the water. He shoots the water at the ground, and right when they were like, we're safe.
The ball
we're
dropped,
safe.
We're gonna get out of here and make for the car. And they jump and
why are we bringing this up?
Because
where did they land? Where did they land?
The tree right in front of that poor fucking kid.
He finally fell asleep.
Yeah, and he heard
It's probably
something.
been days. It's been days since the first experiment.
And he heard something, and he pulls his little phaser gun out, and he creeps up to the window, and he opens the curtain, and there's these two fucking goons all busted up and bloody, fucking screaming at him.
Poor little guy.
Just runs out of the room fucking terrified, poor bastard.
This is when we get to see that he has now... They leave. They're gone.
Yeah, they're gone. They're like, we've had enough.
They took that. This is when we see the experimentation has gone all the way. He goes back to his nuclear shit.
Yeah.
And now he puts it in his car.
Yeah, nice fucking like 65 T-Bird.
It's a 63.
I was so
looked
close.
It up. You were so close.
I was so close.
Now's when I get to drop some of that movie knowledge on you. The reason they decided to make it a T-Bird is because in the original Absent-Minded Professor, it was a Model T, but the first time someone saw it flying, they said, look at that T-Bird, because it was a flying
T-Bird.
Model T.
Nice. Nice callback.
So they were like, T-Bird.
Such a nice
No.
car. Oh my God.
This car is dope.
Fuck, I want this car.
Like, the 63 T-Bird is the kind of car where you, like, it's crazy to believe that that was on the road. Because it looks like it could have been the concept car that year that never got made.
Because it's got, like, the little
it's curved in the front.
And shit.
This is coming out. This is
sci-fi, dude. Like, they wanted, like... flying car.
This is pre-boxy 80s cars. You know what I mean? Like this, it's crazy to see something this curved.
It's like the last gasp of that 50s aesthetic almost.
But it's even like that
want
to the
this fucking
it's
car.
that to the extreme even.
Yes.
Because the 50s still had like
it had
you
the,
know like
the
you think
domed
Bel Air,
headrests
it has
and
high
shit.
fins or like pointed edges. This is almost all smooth rounded, right?
Yeah.
That 63 T-Bird is something else, dude.
I want one. I don't want a red one though.
No,
I want
the
like
red was a bit
I want
much,
like
I
a
agree.
black one.
We need to get off the car.
Silver, maybe that'd be dope.
So he makes the car fly.
Mm-hmm.
When you get back to this,
and he's gonna fly it over to Sarah's to prove
this was
will
awkward.
save the school.
This was awkward. The conversation with Weibo. Why was he so insistent that Weibo needed to go with him?
I have no idea.
Weibo
Like he got
was even
mean, didn't he?
Weibo was even telling him, I don't think I need to be there.
Yeah, I don't need to go.
No, you need to come.
He just looks at her and I like it. She does the Shirley Temple fucking no.
Get in the car.
Okay, goddamn, fine. Like he is fucking mean.
It's wild.
That you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The serious Robin Williams face that he'd pull out every
because
once
again,
in a while.
like we said, this is not slapsticky Robin Williams.
No,
he's funny, but
I gotta get my goddamn woman back. Get in the fucking car.
This scene leads to the only absent-minded moment in the movie.
Yeah, there's 10 minutes of him flying the fucking car.
Well, he's flying the car, and that's not even what I'm...
When he parks it, he's like,
oh,
it's so goddamn pretty.
Peaceful.
Silent.
turns
the
car
engine
off.
off.
That is absent-minded.
That is absent-minded.
Nothing else in this goddamn fucking
Yeah, no, everything
movie.
else is like some kind of severe mental disorder.
But that's absent-minded.
Yeah, that was absolutely absent-minded. You forgot that it was a flying car.
I'm fine with that.
Fine with that one.
He shows up to Sarah's house after this happens.
Who's there?
Fucking Wilson. Because it's the night of their date.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have an issue with
It doesn't seem like it's going particularly well, though.
I have an issue because why are they even on a date?
I don't know. It's like a day, 2 days after the failed wedding.
And then after, like, while we see them on the date, they start to make the weird gamble date.
Yeah. If I win, I'll pay for dinner. And then he just turns around. He's like, if I win, you go out the mountains with me.
But which would technically make that date the third date, because this is date one.
Yeah.
Date 2 would be the game.
Yeah, so the third date would be mountain getaway.
What are they doing here? It's been 2 days.
I mean, Shooter said he was determined to make her his wife.
And I guess this was the third time he missed a wedding.
Yeah. So,
it's easy to forget when we only saw him miss one, right? But yeah, this was third. So I mean, I guess this is all fair, but it does feel very not fair, right?
No.
Like when you're watching it, you're like, dude, lady, calm down, slow it up,
right? Relax.
Give my man Phil here a chance.
Fuck him. He had 3 chances.
Again, you forget.
That though. Fucking Shooter's walking off to his car. He's like, I can't lose. Fucking pulls the apple out.
He tries to kiss her first before the apple, right? Remember, this was great. And she pulls away at the last second, which I have an issue with. That's cheating already. She was gonna do it.
Yeah.
She didn't like choose not to kiss him before it happened.
Right.
She chose
was leaning
in the second and was like, oh, maybe this was a bad.
Oh.
Yeah. Already wrong.
Yeah.
But so she at least did make the right choice. And then the apple. This was so great. He throws it up. Newton.
Sir Isaac fucking throws it at him, beams it right in a fucking skull. I couldn't tell. Was that a stunt double, or do you think that Christopher McDonald took that bump?
I think McDonald took it.
Fantastic. As he went down hard.
He wanted to work with Robin Williams.
I'd take that bump all day.
He wanted to work with.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. You could hit me with a legit apple, and I would still take that bump for Robin Williams. Probably look really fucking cool because the apple would probably like split on my head because I have a really hard head.
This is the funniest scene to me. This is when we get to see Smith and Wesson go to Honecker to report what happened for the night.
Fucking
holding this shit,
ice on their fucking heads.
They're telling him, and he's like, "You guys must have been drunk." And this was so funny because at first Wesson goes, "No, Smith, goddamn Clancy Brown." He goes, I had 2 beers. He had white wine at dinner.
Yeah.
And literally, Wesson, well, I mean, I guess we did. But it was at dinner.
Yeah, it was just the one.
I want to know how often this had happened before for this to be a conversation.
How many times they come rolling in drunk.
For this to be an immediate accusation.
First thing he thinks of. Like, how drunk were you this time?
You know it has to have had to happen so many times, right?
You know, I almost fired you last time for this, right?
But then he's kind of like, well,
they take
maybe.
the fucking ice off. They're just like, I don't know what he had, but it'll give you one hell of a headache.
I love the comedy. The comedy
it's so good.
that he makes, that John Hughes made Buffalo Bill
fucking Bill of all fucking people.
He even almost has that Buffalo Bill fucking accent when he fucking said it, right? Oh my God, dude.
And the fucking huge lumps
like I said,
on their
the
head.
lean into it.
They almost look like giant pimples.
This is also so that's all we get with them. But now our next scene is when we get to really see the depravity that is Weibo.
Yeah,
this is when we see she makes her own hologram
and goes and like spies, like watches fucking Phil sleep.
Dude, this is so creepy
because she like amalgamates a person from like all these different models on the internet.
I'm
like,
assuming
pieces
she
them
wants
together
to make
Frankenstein
like the
style.
Like, yeah.
Again, there's a horror movie here. I'm probably not smart enough to write it, but I want somebody to do it.
It's the weirdest thing. It's beyond creepy. It's because
why is it in like a fucking like see-through fucking nightgown?
Well, every bit of it's wrong.
Yes.
Luckily, when he shoots up a weight, it happened so fast he didn't notice it.
Yeah, she immediately just fucking like
She freaked. Yeah,
Yeah,
Weibo freaks
he
out.
like hits the light beam and it scatters, and she flips out and goes and like deletes everything and like
well,
pretends she's asleep.
I don't think she deleted anything.
She just turned the computer
yeah,
off.
Yeah. Because again, the file's there.
Yeah.
At the end. Right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But she does immediately like also shove herself on the charging dock.
Yeah,
right.
Quick. No, I was asleep the whole fucking time.
Yeah, this is definitely that moment where like it's hard for me to believe anybody can walk away from this movie not thinking that Weibo is creepy and a bad guy, and this is before we get the scene where they're trying to be like, oh, we should feel sad.
Yeah, like, but when I was a kid, I remember everybody loved Weibo. Like, she was like everybody's favorite fucking character.
That's crazy though, right? Like
right?
Watching it now,
and I'm like, no, she was a terrible person.
Yes, definitely.
Like, none of the movie would have happened if it wasn't for her.
Now we get to see Brainerd though fully enact his first thought.
Yeah, this is how I fix it. We didn't even
talk about this earlier. Why is Brainerd's only thought ever
sports?
He's like,
he doesn't seem like the type, right?
Well, and it again, he acts like he's going to revolutionize sports, not that he's about to make the most cheating.
Yeah, like
thing
he's not
ever.
cheating at all.
Like he's not making the thing that's going to break the game. The second you put
this product out, like the sports commissions are all going to be like, yeah, you can't use that. No, that's cheating.
He's acting like he's about to revolutionize them.
It's
but
like,
he's really about to break the game.
It's like that sticky tack goo that wide receivers used to be able to use, but then the NFL was like, no, that's fucking cheating because it just sticks to your hand.
But for some reason, this is where Brainerd goes first, even though he's not the guy you'd think of for sports.
So I guess right after he does the bowling ball shit with the hand cream, he's like, "This will have excellent applications for sports."
And now he's finally proving it, right? Like he needed a way to prove.
He goes to the not even like Medford's fucking gym. He goes over to fucking Rutledge's fucking gym or whatever to do these experiments.
Well, I mean, you just gotta do your experiments where you can
fuck up somebody else's fucking gym, right?
Yeah.
What if something goes wrong? Don't want to mess my gym up.
Well, again, the experiments happen, but then he realizes he's going to use them.
Yeah, and he puts it on like the thumbtacks to put on the bottom of the shoes.
This was a surprise because he needed a place to be able to do two things, right? He thought this would be how he could make money from it. He thought people in the stands would see it and be like, that's a useful invention. And he thought this was going to be how he could prove to Sarah because she still didn't believe him.
And he waits till like the very end of the game to even tell her that he had something to do with it, too.
Well, it's all stupid.
Yeah, it is.
He makes Weibo create a special paint that will wear off in 30 minutes.
Sprays it on the thumbtacks.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. All we get from him is like, it'd look rather suspicious if the flubber worked immediately. I'm like, yeah, I guess.
But if it worked, here's my thing.
Is it any less suspicious that it suddenly starts working halfway through the game?
We don't even have to talk about the beginning part of the game. The only thing I'll say about the beginning part of the game is like for comic effect, they really wanted you to know that fucking Rutland's team was going to win because they were... They looked like speech. NBA in middle school.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
And the speech the coach gives in the fucking locker room is like the worst inspirational speech. He's like, yeah, they're better than us and they're undefeated, but like, oh, we can win it. It still has like the inspirational
They had won the last 108 games.
Still has the inspirational swelling music behind him while he's giving this awful speech.
So again, none of this is important. They were losing.
Yeah,
it's
a bunch of chemistry nerds against actual basketball players.
But so then it kicks in, right?
Yeah.
This is my problem. He was like, it looked weird if it would have kicked in right away. The players have never practiced with this shit on their shoes.
Right.
They don't know what the fuck is happening to them.
Nope.
They wouldn't know how to use that
nope.
in any kind of effective way.
You remember the
Not all of the players even have the same thing. Because he smacked the one
and he puts the hand cream and shit and he like shakes some hand, smacks Fat Boy on the butt and shit.
They all have the thumbtack. They all have
the thumbtacks. But he adds extra shit to some of them.
If you don't know have these
dribble
things,
real fucking fast.
If you don't know how you have these things, how do you practice?
You can't. Did you ever have the moon shoes? Do you remember those?
Yes.
How fucking hard it was to like even just stand on those goddamn things. Imagine that, but like times like 500 with the tacks on their fucking shoes. These guys would have been bouncing just willy-nilly all over the fucking place. No way they're winning any basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
But plot, right?
Yeah.
It is fun though. You get
It's a lot of
the
fun.
fucking super bouncy fucking and they jump over the fucking scoreboard and shit.
And then the one kid figures it
Yeah,
out.
yeah. David, Dale,
It's
Denny
something
starts
weird.
with a
It's
D.
a D.
He finds the thumbtack, starts picking them off, and
That kid, that actor, that's another one of those guys. He's been in Dexter. He's been in tons of shit.
really, because I thought he looked fucking familiar.
He's did you watch Dexter?
Like 2 seasons.
Okay. At one point, Dexter pretends like he's in AA, and this guy is the guy that is his AA sponsor.
Oh, nice.
He's in a lot of things, though.
Fuck yeah, dude.
For a random
ass.
the guy who's gonna be too goody two shoes.
That guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was about to be too goody two shoes, right? Like he
Right.
sees the tax.
It's like, oh, what are these? These clearly aren't supposed to be here.
I love this from Brainerd Robin Williams. He runs up, he says, "You leave him in, and goddamn it, you listen to me right now. I will flunk you. You will be out of my class. You will jump when I say jump. You will bounce when I need you to bounce. Do you understand me? But sir, do you understand?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay then.
It seems a little harsh. Jump!
That
Comes
was
right back.
I fucking love that scene, dude.
He's spraying more flubber like on his shoe and wiping it with the towel.
Love it. He said to somebody, "Anybody got an alcohol solution?
You got any ethyl alcohol? He might have an adhesive buildup on the bottom of his shoe."
I love it.
I don't know anything about basketball, but I do know chemistry.
Yes, I love this. But so yeah, he gets it all set up, and he does. The guy, he's standing there.
Yeah, because it's last 10 fucking seconds.
He waits for it, and he's just standing there.
Jump, man! He jumps up, fucking gets the ball.
This was insanity. As if the whole game, once the flubber kicked in, wasn't insanity. The motherfucker jumps with the ball
from one end of the court, does this like
holding the ball,
flipping the whole way.
He goes through the hoop with the ball.
I love it. Fucking Shooter after the game, he's just like, last time I checked, you couldn't accompany the ball through the fucking hoop.
He didn't even say you couldn't. He was just upset and was like, I don't know. Can someone check? Is that legal? Can you do that?
Because I've never seen it happen.
Yes,
before.
That's how it was. Yeah. I fucking love it, dude.
He's just walking out like, I swear your team cheated.
It was so funny. But so Brainerd.
Yeah, he
tries to gloat.
Yeah, he's like, it was me. I flubberized the boy's shoes.
And Sarah's still just like, what the fuck are you on about?
Right? Like, just go the fuck away.
You're insane.
You fucked up. Leave.
You need to just stop. It is
sad.
Again, it is one of those things where it's just like the first scene, right? Like,
yeah.
He has done nothing to prove it to her. Like when he had the ooze, she looked away when it bounced.
It's just his word at this point, right?
Because she still couldn't see the flubber.
Yeah, all she saw was the basketball team do some crazy shit.
Like, it doesn't make
he's
sense.
Taking credit for
None of it makes sense.
You got to prove that shit.
Not seen him do anything. Dale, that's the kid's name.
Dale.
You're right, it was a D.
I knew it was a fucking D. So he goes home, he's sad. And Weebo tries to comfort him a little bit, and he's a little bit of a dick. He's like, this is a human matter. You have no experience to say anything about this and shit. This is where she's like, well, I have a brain. I might not have a smile and stuff. I just thought he was a little bit of an asshole here. It's kind of rude to your robot, brother.
Yes. 100%.
But then I remember that Weebo's kind of an asshole and deserves it, so fuck her.
Yes. No, again, like we said,
mixed feelings on this scene.
Weebo's the cause of the problem. So I mean, it's hard to feel bad.
Yeah. But then you're like, man, you shouldn't treat your AI that way. Haven't you seen Terminator?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be nice to this is how Skynet happens. Be nice to your robots.
Give me 1 second, dude.
You're good.
Did we miss the Mambo number?
Oh, yeah, that's happening during the basketball game.
That's why I wanted to make sure. I was like, I know my note for it is somewhere,
over it.
but barely.
Yeah.
Again, we don't like it, so we don't need to talk about it. I wanted to make sure we told people.
It's just another, 5-minute fucking scene. Weebo goes to...
We don't need to say anything else.
Just sets the flubber out, and they have a big dance number for fucking 5-10 goddamn minutes. It is
a beautiful Danny Elfman song.
It's awesome. It works. The CGI fucking holds up. Good job, CGI team. But
But in a day and age today where CGI can do this easily,
I could do it on my phone probably.
I don't got nothing to clap about.
Yeah.
It seems like a wasted 5 minutes.
Yeah, if there's just filler.
Padding for time.
It was padding for time.
All right, sorry. I just wanted to make sure, like, even though we don't like it and we don't need it, I still feel like we should mention it.
I remember as a kid in the theater, like
loving it,
just loving it, being like, yeah.
But today,
woo.
you're just like,
yeah, like especially after watching it like 3 times, I'm like, all right, we'll just skip past this.
Yeah,
they dance.
I agree. I just wanted to, again, I didn't want to miss it. We still need to tell people.
Yeah, it happened.
It's there. It exists.
And I believe it's called the Flubber Mambo.
It is, or something like that. Again, Danny Elfman. It's a Danny Elfman original. It's not like an actual Mambo.
I mean, if we really wanted to like break it down, we could talk about how they shot it.
Stop it. No. We're done. We're done. No more. No more.
It's over. It's over. Shut up.
Where are we at now then?
Oh, he's sitting at the kitchen table and he's
whining.
He's like, I love her with all my heart.
We should hate Weibo. But this is when Weibo finally
she snaps the fuck out of it, I guess.
Saving grace.
Yeah.
Right?
Babyface
She records what he's saying.
Yeah, because he's like, I know I'm absent-minded, but I'm not absent-minded because I'm an asshole.
No. I can't say what he said. I can paraphrase it pretty good, though. He says, it's not that I'm absent-minded. It's that I'm so in love and infatuated with her that I don't know the things that I'm doing are wrong.
Aww.
Like, what you said still kind of sounds like a shithead thing.
I'm just not because I'm an asshole or anything.
He's saying that he's so distracted by his love for Sarah.
She's so pretty, I can't think about anything else.
That makes him absent-minded.
Even the fact that I want to marry her, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Again, like I said, it's not actually good. It just it feels good.
Whatever makes you feel better. But Weibo records it, and then she flies off to Sarah's house and shows
Bounces
it to her.
Off the screen.
Yeah, she... Can you open the window? I can't knock. She says she can't hit the doorbell. How just smash into it.
Look, I stand by the fact that none of this makes sense. Weibo didn't want to go to talk with her earlier. Weibo shouldn't be here now. Sarah wouldn't have been okay with it. Sarah would have been like, what the fuck, bitch?
Yeah, this all gets resolved remarkably fast, doesn't it?
Just because they need it to.
Yeah.
Again, for something that they padded for time other places, they could have just not done this. They could have done this better, right? And not needed a pad for time.
Because Weibo just shows her the fucking video clip of him saying it.
Literally instantly, Sarah goes,
fixed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all
Next
better
thing we
now.
see, Sarah's in the car.
Right? They're flying around.
She's like, and Sarah's the one that's like, you understand?
We need to sell this.
This is the idea.
Yeah, I know the line of shoes we could make.
Yeah, she's just like, you understand the shoes is stupid.
Right? No, the
flying car.
The car, you idiot.
Flying car.
Especially since it's such an easy design that anybody could manufacture it.
Did I tell you? Flying car?
Right? Did you forget what the fuck we're doing right now? But no, he's obsessed with sports for some fucking reason.
Man, he's
what's
so
that
stupid.
Heisman Trophy?
So, but now is when things start to really escalate, right?
Yep, because as soon as they go home, who's in the fucking shed or garage, whatever? Honecker and his boys.
And they're like, look.
And Will Wheaton.
Because, well, like we said.
Because he's just there.
He's got a seat at the table now.
Right.
We said that. He's got a seat at the table.
Has no lines. He's literally just there. But Honecker wants the fucking, the Flubber.
He wants Flubber.
I'll offer you a lot of money for it, and it'll solve a lot of your problems.
He doesn't need to do. They owe him money.
Yeah. It could just sign the rights over to him, and any profits made from any of the research from Flubber, he would have we'll be nice to him. We'll give him 25% off of it, and that'll pay the debt off.
Again, that's
real world.
Honecker is very polite here.
Yeah.
He could just be like, you owe me money, I pay you nothing. Give me that.
Yeah, give me.
And that's a very, like, that'd have been a legal way.
Yeah, no, he totally could have, because you owe me, you owe me money on your
that
loan.
Can count as money.
We're going to get the lawyers involved here, man. Like
I said, but I'll give Brainerd some credit. For a man who's absent-minded / dementia for most of this movie, he stands up for himself.
Yeah, he does. He's like, no, fuck you. I don't. If I was interested in making money, I wouldn't have became a teacher.
Yes, which is beautiful.
Which is an awesome line.
And so he sends them off.
Bad move,
and
Professor.
Sarah's like,
now we
We have to
definitely
make
need
money
to sell
now.
this. Like, we got to do something.
And so he's like, okay, I got this. We will go
to the Ford Motor
and
Company.
we'll sell the car. We're going to leave Weibo at home in charge,
Yep.
even though she didn't listen to me last time about keeping Flubber in the
and
container.
now we have Pete from the Goons.
I'm sure she'll definitely listen to me this time.
Everything will be fine.
Exactly. And the Goons aren't possibly a threat right now since they literally just left our house.
Right.
Seems like a totally reasonable
kind of
time
threatened
to leave.
me on the way out, but I'm just going to leave.
Like we said, totally not the time you would ever leave.
Should have took the Flubber with him.
Oh, 100%. But he
Whatever.
doesn't. We see this fun moment where he takes the car to Ford.
Yeah, the CEO.
This was so funny. The secretary?
Yeah. She comes in. She's all like, would you be interested in talking to a Professor Brainerd? You talked to him about a new car design the other day. No. Hey, but send him a hat.
But he's here to talk to you.
What?
He's outside right now.
Opens the fucking window. It's like on the 20th fucking floor.
That bitch didn't think to lead with, it's a flying
car.
Come on now.
Fucking Sarah has the sign upside down.
And
Comedy.
actual leniency to like real life.
Yeah.
It was a .edu.
I saw that. It was for like Professor Brainer at fucking Medfield College.edu. I was like, nice and proper.
That's real life.
Yeah,
that's real life. Because, like, if you don't know colleges, you'd have put .com.
Yep. But if it's
.edu.
It definitely works for a college.
That was so good. It's the little things. Right? Like, you're like, oh, that's real. That's real.
Yeah, I had one when I went to college. Yeah. I had a .edu. Can't remember what the fuck it was, but I remember the .edu.
And being like, well, that's different.
Right.
But again,
why?
It was a nice touch.
It was.
A little bit of extra authenticity without even, like, with most people not even noticing.
No.
Right? So good.
Especially in 98, 97?
97. This movie does a lot of internet references for 97 that are really actually way ahead of the game. It's
because John Hughes is brilliant.
Apparently. Maybe. Somebody else was helping him, maybe. Because
he's sitting there feeling like, how's this damn computer
Well, remember,
thing
he
work?
was technically a disconnected adult in the 80s when writing for the Brat Pack. So, I mean, I don't know. He just did really good.
Fast forward another 10 years.
He lucked out with some guesses he made in this one. That's what I'll say.
Lucky guess.
But while this is, we need to go on. While this is going on, while our fun times at Ford, what happens back at home?
Kurgan and Buffalo Bill come in and kill Weibo and take Flubber.
This scene is
That's, I guess, the most important thing. But they kill Weibo.
This scene is uncalled for.
It really is.
Do the Home Alone. It's like Home Alone in the beginning.
Yeah.
Do the Home Alone. I'm fine with that.
Right. Like Weibo's like got to fight back against the goons. And like, and she actually does good for a little bit.
She does a real good job. We also see one other thing. Did you notice Flubber could leave whenever it wanted?
Yeah, it was outside of the tank.
And crawled back in.
And then went back in.
It can go in and out.
Yeah, why the fuck did it help?
Because
you let Weibo die.
Well, and Flubber likes Brainerd, which is why it's still there, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the other part. But yes, Flubber, 100%. Weibo dies. The scene
takes a fucking Louisville Slugger to the face.
Like, and it's messed up.
Dude, no, when I was a kid,
the way Smith and Wesson are standing over top of it afterwards. As an adult,
the sound it makes after he fucking hits it, the like little squall. Oh my god, it's so painful.
As an adult, though, I'm gonna tell you,
she had it coming.
She had it coming.
She totally had it coming.
The scene plays way too long.
It really
way too long.
When when Robin Williams and Sarah get back,
this plays for a little bit. Like the fight part plays for a little bit. Then they come home and see her,
and for the next
we see Weber. freaking out.
He's like trying to like sweep up shit.
Points down for them to go look.
This goes for like 10 minutes.
The speech from him, and then did you see what it said? It said something. What was it trying to tell us?
Store. I can't remember the screen.
Stork, for the love of God.
Right.
Was she not able to see it? He's absent-minded.
Okay.
He's absent-minded.
Watched it 3 times. It's on her fucking screen for 4 seconds. That is plenty of time for Sarah to have seen it, read it, registered it.
Thank you. But she acts like it's all on him.
What was that word? Oh my God.
Did you
remember? Fuck you people. It's too long and it's really sad.
It's really sad. The whole point here is just Stork.
Yeah, Stork.
Weibo had made a backup file. They even play the scene longer here.
Yes, it keeps going. It's like, if you were sad before and thought it was over, here's more.
But we'll give you the takeaway. We bet.
She makes a daughter. It's red now, and
Right.
slightly smaller, more compact, and some of the flaws are removed.
We
So
don't
now, hopefully, it won't be obsessed.
We don't see it made yet, but now Brainerd is mad.
Oh, dude,
It's
this
time
is
for
the
revenge.
most serious face you see in the
And this is
entire
what he even
movie when
says.
he's
He's
driving
like, it's time
that thing.
for us to
Yeah.
it's time for us to do this.
Fuck the absent-minded shit. It's time for war,
And
baby.
so they show up to Honecker's house. It's time.
Fucking half crashes that car
Yes,
into the truck.
It's time to do this. They show up to the door. Dude, the way fucking Clancy Brown opened it, the face he made,
Right.
oh, it's about time.
We were
right?
waiting for you.
This all was great. But this was my Will Wheaton seat at the table moment. Did you see how awkward it was that him and his daddy were sitting on that like love seat style couch
what the fuck was
together by a fire waiting for people they didn't know
You
were
almost
showing
want
up?
them to have like their arm around each other.
Well, because again,
right?
they didn't know that Sarah and Brainerd were showing up. So they were literally just hanging out on that love seat together.
That's what they were doing.
By the
They're
fire.
You're gonna talk about life and love. And
So like I said,
the
this was
pursuit
that
of happiness.
This was that Will Wheaton had earned his seat at the table moment. Because if not, because if it's not that, it's creepy.
It
right?
is.
If it's not, son, you're here now. It's creepy.
Where on the doll did he touch you, Will?
Thank you. So I'd rather believe he earned
and it
a seat
doesn't
at
help
the
that
table.
like I'm expecting fucking the dad to like turn into a vampire halfway through this scene,
Yes.
right? Like
It's
the
all
fucking way
very-
he's
it's
playing it.
so
I'm
creepy.
waiting for him to turn into a vampire.
But so we see this all play out. Brainerd and Sarah are sitting there staring at Honecker and Honecker Jr. for lack of a better anything right now, right? We see them. This is another one of those moments that plays to the sentience of it all and why it's a problem, right?
She's the tacks on their shoes, right?
Are
and
talking
and you
and
get
screaming.
the little noise.
Well, they're almost screaming. Did you hear it?
Why
Right.
have you cut us into pieces and put us on tacks?
It's so all
The
very
torture.
weird.
I'm gonna do it, dude. I'm gonna make a fucking horror movie version of Flubber where like Brainerd's a mad scientist and he just tortures the Flubber.
And so while they're sitting here, though, Brainerd tells Honecker, "Look, I'll sell it to you." Honecker, sell what to me?
Dude, I have it. Did you think that's necessary at this point?
And he's like, "This is when we get our revelation."
Yeah,
That Wilson
that
is
shooter's
working-
here. He's like, because
working for
my man's working on it, right? And they go and show him. He just pops up. He's like, the
He's-
lovebirds.
I can help you way faster, though.
Yeah,
I already know.
I
that
invented
it's
it.
a quixotic liquid.
Yeah,
right, or
what
whatever
the
he
fuck
said.
was that?
But I hold the secrets, right?
Yeah,
Like
I
you
can
gotta
make you a fuck ton
And so
of
they're
it.
they're like, okay.
I'll give you the 30-day extension. You give me 2 years. Anything you come up with
They
in 2
they
years,
disagree because they're
mine.
just trying to play the scene on, right?
Right.
Hand cream. He puts I have an issue with this.
It's so he can handle the flubber.
No. My issue is that Smith and Wesson said that specifically.
Yeah, they've seen
to
the hand
Honecker.
cream already.
They said those words to Honecker. He
had
did this
this-
thing and he put it in a hand cream.
Yep. They should have already known about the hand cream. I didn't catch that. That's right.
But they don't. They say fine.
They got knocked the fuck out with the bowling ball. It removed that bit.
So they let him put the hand cream on. They let him give it to fucking Sarah to
Yeah,
put the
'cause
hand
she has to
cream
help,
on.
right?
She's his assistant. Then they find the water
I
gun.
love this.
This scene was so outrageous.
It went too long, but it was funny.
So he pulls out the water gun. He's squirting him in the face. And fucking Honecker says,
Let him have it.
no. I mean, give it to him. No, put it in his hand and give it to him.
Start shooting him in the fucking hand.
Place the gun in his hand and let him keep it.
Oh, okay. And he fucking then gives it to him. It's the funniest part
Well,
of the
and
movie to me
it's-
for some
Well,
reason.
and it's like triple funny because again, like that's the reason he's safe.
yeah,
He sprayed him in the face so much with
It's-
liquid flubber.
right. It's all over. You can punch him all you want. It's not gonna do any good.
And so it's like doubly funny, right? Like
He
you don't
comes
even
up here in a minute. He just looks at one of them when they finally break bad on him, and he's just like, "Hey, come on!"
He gives
big
that
man.
Robin Williams like
Yeah.
puck out face.
Mhm. He
Yes.
punches him and it just bounces off.
This scene is again. This is one of those. It maybe plays out longer than it needs. The water gun played out longer.
Oh
than
yeah, but
needed
it was
to.
still funny.
But even the fight scene here
scene.
plays out kind of long, right?
I called it flub foo.
So we see a lot of them jumping around the room. because it's on their shoes.
Yeah.
Right. They do all kinds of crazy stuff. The car's outside. It saved the day because he's got it on a remote control.
And he flashes the flubber and it goes nuts and starts bouncing around everywhere.
All of this is just, it's so crazy. They knock out both Smith and Wesson.
They kill fucking Clancy Brown. Fucking Sarah comes from like 90 feet in the air and just stomps him in the head.
Okay.
Oh, they're all
The bowling
dead.
ball didn't kill him. She didn't kill him.
Okay.
Bowling ball was way higher in the air.
That's true, I guess. But she comes down heels first, right on his skull, man. Like, he's fucked.
And
Will Wheaton takes
Raynard comes down on Smith right after that.
Dude, and fucking Will Wheaton takes that crystal ashtray straight to the skull, dude. Like, everyone's dead.
Spray to the butt. Spray to the butt.
Sprayed it and it bounces
That was
off.
good. Tell me the spray to the butt wasn't nice.
It's super funny.
Because at first you're like, why? Why is he doing that? Psst, 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 so he can jump that. The dude could have sprayed his own face.
Yeah,
or the back of his head.
It was already fucking...
No, he sprayed his butt, then jumped high enough
so
to
it would
make
bounce
that
off
useful.
his ass and take Will Wheaton out.
Classic. I loved it.
Yeah, hooray, we win for fucking...
For Weibo.
For Weibo.
As they say like three times during this scene.
Fucking Sarah throws it, takes out fucking Hoeniger, it bounces off his head, goes back, flies into Wilson's mouth.
No, we gotta slow down for that. This was so great. We think the day's basically saved already,
right?
And Hoeniger goes running. He everybody else is out. Junior's out. Smith and Wesson out. Wilson's still good, but
Sarah did the boxing thing to him. She punched him a few times.
But so basically, it seems like Hoeniger is the only one that's still a problem, right? And he's running down that fucking giant hallway, and she takes it back. I mean, MLB style, right? She's got a good pitch stance and everything.
She's got that heat, buddy.
Right? Fucking chucks it out. Fucking smacks him. Bounces back. Where's it go?
It goes straight down fucking Shooter's fucking mouth. And he does the whole squirmy thing.
He does the whole thing. The cartoon style, right? Like you feel it hitting one side of the gut.
This is going
so you
all through
poke
his
to
stomach
that side,
and shit.
You poke to the other side, poke around a little bit, and then he literally folds over.
Shock on his face. Just
folds over in half, butt in the air.
Oh, mommy. And cannon shots the flubber out of his ass. All right. I was maybe joking on the others. They might not be dead. He's definitely dead. His guts dropped out of his ass the second that happened. Like, Shooter is dead.
I mean, this is literally just like an AK bullet, right? Like, he's going to go in and bounce all around.
Oh, my God. He's so fucked up.
But
he's ruptured fucking spleen.
But we don't see... Again, this is not the movie we're in. He's okay.
It's still a Disney movie.
That being said, even just having it shoot out his butt and him be alive.
Oh my God.
Kind of crazy for a Disney movie.
Right?
Right?
A little bit.
Because again, we're not even talking like came out the top of his pants. Like full on double
just
hole.
Like,
hole in underwear and
hole.
Pants. Hole.
Bang.
You don't see butt because it's Disney.
There's a loud bang.
But there's an obvious double layer of fabric from the hole in his pants.
Explosion out of his ass. Like, you're like, oh, it just sounded like it hurt, right?
It was quite intense.
Poor Shooter McGavin's ass.
The day is saved. All of our bad guys are out of commission.
Right? We have
all of our good guys are saved and they made it. Everything's good. Next scene we see wedding day. Bells are ringing.
The priest, he's up there. He's like, finally gonna marry these two. They finally did it.
Who do we meet?
It's Weebet.
We meet Weebet.
We have a Zoom call wedding, right?
Before Zoom ever existed.
Right, dude. That's what I thought.
Before
it was even a concept.
Before most video phones.
Dude, before you even, like, most of your computers even came with, like, the webcam, dude.
Go John Hughes.
Dude, it was awesome. But Weebet's at the
wedding.
Sarah
was good with it.
Yeah, she was totally fine with it. Because Phil's back at the house still running experiments.
Phil is running. Again, you never watched the original, so you don't know this. This is the experiment. This is Son of Flubber. This is Flubber gas. So in Flubber 2, he makes Flubber into Flubber gas, a thing that is lighter than air.
But
weird.
Still produces
most gases
its own energy, I guess?
Something. I can't remember the details.
Super Zeppelins.
He makes football players float because it's always got to be about sports.
It's always got to be a sport. It's the only important thing.
Literally like the same.
Fuck the frontiers of space. Sports.
But so literally like the same color combination, like
Right.
you see that Robin Williams is playing with here, is the same one from that one. And
Same
so,
colored chemicals
So
and
we
shit.
almost could have had Son of Flubber, I feel like. Like we could have had a
movie
sequel
did
movie.
really good. Why didn't they do that?
No idea.
It's probably because Disney and Robin Williams got heat after this.
Well, no, the heat was before this.
Oh, was it?
They fixed the heat
so they could do this?
So he could be in
All right,
this.
then no excuse. Where's my fucking Son of Flubber? God damn it.
Agree.
It's too fucking late now.
We're not done with the movie either, though. We got to give it a couple more scenes. Right. The main reason we have to go back is because the whole reason we've been bringing this up all movie long is so we can talk about it right now.
Poor fucking kid.
Window kid.
Kid, one last time.
We think everything's done. The wedding's over. Everything's happy. Honeymoon. The explosion. What was that? It was a bowling ball again? What blew up? Did you see it? Then the flew into the sky. Was it the bowling ball again?
I guess.
It was round. I know that. But we never see it. I thought that's what we would see when we saw the plane. I thought we were going to see that out the fucking
bowling ball flying past.
No. We see the plane. This dad is giving the same speech he gave to his kid about the nightmare the first time.
We're 30,000 feet in the air.
There's nothing
not
to be
anything outside your window.
This window.
You're fine. And the kid
even rolled his eyes.
I don't believe you, but I'm going to look. Opens the window.
What happens? Flubber flying at his face.
Fucking flying right at him. He slams the window shut.
Me bet screaming. No.
Get back here! Mom! Flubber's being weird again. Look at him. He's being gross. My kid slams the window, just looks at his dad like, you motherfucker.
Such a weird way to end it, but so fucking
we get
funny.
it just ends with Flubber kind of dancing and We Bet being a asshole teenager.
Being We Bet.
Yeah. I am not sharing a room with him when we get to Hawaii. Look at him. He's so rolly and gross and green and
All right. That was our movie, though.
Yeah, the end. Literally. I think it says the end after that, doesn't it?
Yes.
I love this movie.
It's a fun movie. I highly suggest people, if you haven't seen it, to see it. Yeah. I doubt there are that many people that haven't seen it.
They have to be like a little kid.
You're super Gen Z.
Yeah, this is standard issue kid movie. Everybody gets shown this.
Now, the next thing I'll suggest, and I've already told you this.
Yeah, I need to do this.
Go watch The Absent-Minded Professor.
It's on Disney Plus too. If you actually, when I was watching Flubber, it was the next movie suggested was right under it.
I believe it.
It's right there.
Give it a try, guys. I'm again.
I love old movies, so I'm totally.
I loved it as a kid. Like I watched The Absent-Minded Professor a lot as a kid. It's really good. It's worth the watch. I highly recommend it. On the next thing we got to talk about, this beer.
Oh my god.
We've now spent a couple of hours with this.
I want more, but it's so expensive.
It's so expensive. But goddamn.
Equilibrium, my dudes, my brothers in Christ. Lower the price or send me some. Look, this was awesome.
Like the beginning, like we said, it was creamsicle, weird. Right? Like it was kind of creamsicle.
It was like, what the fuck am I drinking?
The further I got,
I want more.
The more the marshmallow tasted like marshmallow, right? No, like in the beginning, I was like, remember I told you, I said vanilla.
Yeah.
Now, I taste marshmallow.
For real. That's a science, baby.
It's the science.
The science.
They're not wrong.
Beer balanced by science. Equilibrium fucking killing it with this. The lab fluff. Everybody go try it. It's worth the fucking...
Try it.
Yeah, try it. Do it once.
We'll just leave it there.
Yeah, do it once. Pay the price for the one time. It's awesome.
All right, so on that note, I will go ahead and let Bo tell you guys what we're drinking next, and I will tell you what that movie is.
Okay. How would you pronounce this? Would you say...
You do you. You leave me to the actors. I'll leave you to the beer.
I'm gonna give you both. I'm gonna give you the anglicized and the possible German pronunciation.
Sounds good.
We're gonna go Weyerbacher or Weyerbacher.
I believe either one.
Both of them sound good. It's called Merry Monks. It's got little monks on there. What kind of movie? Monks. What kind of movie, Shane?
So, I feel like we decided to go old school for a little bit, right? We have one video. We can't try to deny this.
We have no idea
why. This thing has gone gangbusters.
It's like,
right?
What, 30,000 views?
It's pretty close. If it's not at 30, it's almost.
Almost?
It's insane.
It's awesome.
It's one of our best performers. We had a blast covering this movie. And that was Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle.
Stephen Chow.
Who doesn't love a good Kung Fu movie?
We decided at this point it would be
sequel time.
It would be dumb on our part
not to
see
again.
if lightning can strike twice.
Right? You got to try, right?
And so we decided we would do the other Stephen Chow movie, Shaolin Soccer,
which I haven't seen, so I'm excited about.
And so, again, since I feel like now that we don't do a game, I need to start explaining how we get there, right? Although this one is a little bit easier.
Yeah, monks.
Like, the explanation
monks.
sometimes
nice
is hard. But I still feel like maybe it just needs to actually be verbally done nowadays, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's fine. It's a new segment we can add. Yeah. It's fine.
But yeah, so yeah, we've got monks, merry monks. Merry monks, obviously. Shaolin monks.
Right. I mean, it all works
Again,
out.
This is within our 6.
Our 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon movie beers.
We'll have to come up with a good name for it. It will be 6 degrees of something.
Oh, shit. Hang on.
Don't do it on air. Don't do it on air. That makes it hard. Wait, we'll tell them when we come up with it.
6 degrees of Riddick Rat. It's not bad.
It's not bad. I'm not going to say that's it. It's not bad. That's good enough. We'll leave it in.
There we go.
All right, guys. You know how this works. Anytime we watch a family-friendly movie that our youngest favorite fan can say something about, we let him talk too. So here's Jack talking to us about Flubber. So, buddy, what was one of your favorite things about Flubber?
2 of them. It was the plane and the kid was solve them each time.
He got scared every time he saw him, and it just got worse.
Yeah, and then the time the kid was in the room and running for his dad.
He was scared because the bad guys jumped towards the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the other thing you said you liked when they were playing basketball?
Yeah.
What did you like about that?
The guy was shooting it with the shoes was jumpy
and bouncing, and then he jumped straight through the hoop.
Like over like this.
It was crazy.
Like he almost crashed.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
So what did you think about Flubber? Did you like it?
Yes.
So you get Jack's seal of approval?
Yes.
2 big thumbs up?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
You got anything else you want to tell everybody?
Subscribe every day and like the video every day.
All right. On that note, though, we are definitely officially done. Man, what do you got for us? Anything today?
I ain't got nothing, man. Just, I miss Robin Williams.
That sounds good.
Right. Bye, everybody. Subscribe to the Patreon. The night before.